Yeah, this is just a really, really old ass house, so I've got this cool wall.
Yeah, and everyone heard that. Awesome. I love doing that. Surprise, we're live! Hi! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Liberation of Geoff, our Against the Giants campaign. We're so happy to have you here with us today. My name is Sean. I'm going to be your DM through all of the evil that giants do, and all of these wonderful human beings with me will be...
How dare!
What?
How dare.
How dare what?
I am orc. I am orc.
Y'all players are wonderful human beings. Your characters.
Not good enough.
Humanoids.
Okay. All right.
We're all humanoids.
Yes. Y'all demi-humans, as they like to say in the old books.
I prefer demigod.
Okay, well,
Orcoids. Orcoids and gnomoids.
Gnomoid, yeah. All right, so, hello, I am Sean, and we're playing D&D, and you're here with us, and we love you. So I'm going to go around and have everyone just tell us who they are and who they're playing today. And those should be two different things, because you're orc. Just remember that.
Time will tell.
He's super into his character right now.
It's so method, man. And we'll start with Britt. Let's just start with Britt.
Hi, I'm Britt, and I am playing Sir Lawrence. That's it.
Sir Lawrence, the bard fighter?
Oh, right. Yes, yeah. Bard fighter knight.
Sweet. 4.
It is I, 4. I am that Mr. who wears... I don't have a thing that rhymes with Mr., but I wear makeup. And I am playing Rolf, the level 11 orc cleric of Luthic.
Who's also a son of a shepherd. I'm sorry, I wanted to say that.
I'm so proud that I finally reached fantasy cliche.
No. I'm sorry, Ed and Eddie. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh my God! You need to stop this.
How dare you? God damn
How
it!
dare you bring such happy memories back to and ruin my excellent voice that shall be emerging. It will now be.
I don't think that's it. I don't think that's the right one.
We're just all gonna change voices between one and this one. It's gonna be great.
Abby, say hi.
Oh, hello. Hi. How are you guys? My name's Abby in real life, but tonight I will not be Abby. I will be playing Eliwick, who is a gnome druid who just likes animals and nature and just gets very excited about stuff. And she's here, man. Eliwick is here for whatever.
Nice.
So she is a child who's consumed about 10 8-balls at once.
Yes, she is a child, but she is also she acts like a child, but she has wisdom beyond her years. She has that old person enthusiasm that's yeah.
Yeah. Zippy.
Hi, my name's Zippy Zippo. I wasn't here last week, but now I am. I'm playing Colin Thatcher, a human cavalier who is part of the Joffian Griffin Cavalry.
And there's a Griffin. And then last but not least, Shauna.
Hi, I'm Shauna. I'm playing Lady Madeline Arkenwald, human, ranger rogue, and archer.
Yes. All right, who wants to tell me what happened last week?
I will.
I would offer, but guys will learn as time goes on. I'm the worst at explanations and summaries.
Your exposition is...
I can do it. It
right.
just doesn't make any sense.
Well, last time, everybody, we gathered in this wonderful land of Geoff, and to our dismay, it is being invaded by rude giants. And
it's been occupied for the last 3 years. I'm just giving them what's actually going on.
I see. But that's for those people. For Rolf, his orc people have been helping the giants. But it turns out, when you help giants, you sometimes get the short end of the deal. And now we're slaves. And Rolf would like to change that. With the help of these fine folks here, we have basically been chosen to undertake very high priority missions. I imagine that they explained it. We're like, it's better to not wage these huge battles when we could tackle these very important missions and targets. So that's what is happening currently. Is we are trying to get to. I'm trying to find it on the map. Unfortunately, on the map, I'm totally lost. As is. But
Nosnera's Keep.
Nosnera's Keep. There we are, and we reached this place called Pregmere.
No, we didn't.
Guess what? Everybody's dead. Except wonderful
a place called Edheland.
Edheland. Oh, really?
Too far
I'm
away
so
from it.
backwards.
We're-
Pardon me.
We got quite a march.
Woof. And gosh darn, wouldn't you know it, the giants were making a barbecue of people. But a little child was not going to have any of that. So she ran up, was like, I will slay the giants. And the rest of us followed this valiant effort. And led by this 6-year-old, we took down the, I think there were like 6 giants and a Fomorian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a rough fight. So upon doing this, we decided to take a long rest because guess what? It turns out level 11 isn't easy. And we were trying to decide what to do with this child.
Yeah.
That is now in our care. She wants to go kill giants. Meanwhile, we have to liberate, the countryside.
Yes, that is
Woof.
relatively well summarized. So, 3 years ago, the Grand Duchy of Geoff was taken over by a combined force of giants, along with another province called Sterich. All these wonderful people fought, except for Rolf, fought to free Sterich and our people who were originally from Geoff and were kicked out. All of the armies being burnt out and not having enough men to fight in a normal kind of big battles on the field anymore, really. The Grand Duchess, no, not Grand Duchess, the High Marshal of the Knights of the Watch urged these fine individuals to take on missions that would help destabilize giant kind in order to facilitate an invasion in the future when the giants were weaker, because at the moment our armies are just not strong enough to crack that nut, and it'll be your job to destabilize them enough to make that happen.
Oh, we found a note. Yeah.
You did. Traveling on their first mission to the keep of Hill Giant Chief Nosnera, to reconnoiter the area around Pregmere, and if possible, destroy Chief Nosnera and free the orc slaves who are currently in rebellion below his keep. Our party set out from the town of Preston and made their way to Edheland, where you heard what happens when giants were killing the whole place. Our party took him out, and met a young silver-haired elf girl named Avala, who apparently her family was killed, and kind of met with her, talked with her a little bit, and then they all went to sleep. And during Ellie's watch, early, just before people start waking up, on the morning of the next day, you hear this flutter of wings and this thud outside. A couple of the horses whinny. A couple of the horses, and you hear this just quick little bite that kind of gets pulled back in real quick. As Colin, your character has landed in front of a kind of broken down old shack. 5 horses out in front of it. And you hear movement on the inside.
Colin looks over at his glorious griffin, Nias, and whistles to Nias. Nias freezes, stops eating for a moment. Colin gestures towards the shack. Nias knowingly starts to circle opposite of where Colin is walking. Colin is going to start circling around the shack, looking through windows. He is armed with his halberd, and he is taking the position that if he sees anything he doesn't like, he's going to start poking the inside of this small shack with his halberd.
Eliwick is on watch, correct?
Yes.
Immediately after hearing this flutter of wings, Eliwick, who has a fascination, obsession, kind of fangirl about all animals, automatically is up. She is alert. Her eyes are wide. What's that? So she's going to kind of scurry and look out of the shack to see if she can see what this thing with wings is. Obviously, it's big enough to kind of startle the horses.
It is, because you see out there a griffin wearing the barding of a griffin cavalry. Of the Geoff Griffin Cavalry. You do not see its rider, however.
Immediately, Ellie is going to whip open the door, scurry over to the griffin, all the while just crooning, I've never seen it! Oh, look how beautiful you are! Oh, you're just, yeah.
He's relatively tame, right? But he'll back up a minute because he doesn't know you. And
it's okay. I'm not going to immediately go over and like, oh, you're just so magnificent. So she's kind of like circling, keeping a respectful distance, kind of admiring. Oh my goodness, look at those. What your wings
you hear this, Colin. Some small, diminutive voice talking to your griffin.
Oh, this is just, I've always wanted to meet a griffin. I've heard so much about the cavalry, and you're just, who's a good griffin? Who's a well-behaved griffin? Is it you?
How fast did you approach Nias?
Pretty much a scurry, and then probably stopping at about 5 feet away from Nias.
Like, would you be like a kid running up to a cat?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a charisma saving throw for Nias.
Do it.
Okay, so he maintains composure.
Okay.
You know, he's not going to kind of like buff up his wings. Like, whoa, hold up, you coming in my space?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Colin sees this gnome approach Nias, and he goes up and he's going to whack her in the back of the head with his halberd.
Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead, roll an attack with advantage.
Ooh.
Specifically the butt. He's not trying to kill it. He wants information. Does a 27 hit?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So the damage I'm going to try to do as least damage as possible.
You can choose not to do damage with it. You can choose not to do damage.
Yeah, he's just going to whack in the back of the head, kind of knocking her out.
What the fuck? Ow! Immediately, Eliwick turns around. That was rude, and I turned to the griffin. That was rude, right?
No.
That was rude.
Immediately, the spear end of the halberd goes and points at Eliwick.
Everybody else can make me a perception check at this point. You're sleepy, so it's a high DC. But
Okay.
some stuff is going down outside, and y'all could wake up for it. Lawrence, you hear it. You are roused by a fuck. And then you hear a deep male voice in a very reedy, Ellie Wick-sized voice coming from outside.
Hilbert, is it time to get up yet?
What? What is it, sir?
Oh, it's Miss Hellywick's watch, and oh!
Okay. Evelyn,
She's not here?
no!
There is danger afoot?
Danger!
The door's open?
Yes!
Go check it out.
Yes. Filbert comes walking out as you guys are having this conversation. Excuse me.
I'm like, stop.
Colin turns his
Oh,
sharp end of his spear now pointed towards Filbert.
hello.
Filbert, he whacked me on the head, but look, it's a griffin. Look
I
how
see that. Is it going to eat us?
You will. What? Silence.
What? Who are you?
That's
Fill that.
The
And
noise.
everybody can wake up the minute Filbert yells, "Who are you?"
The noise coming from your mouth needs to cease.
I only take orders from one person, sir, and it is not you.
don't appreciate this. I just came out here to admire this beautiful griffin. I've never seen one. And it's like, it's just it's so majestic. And you come over.
Colin looks over really quick. That griffin will disembowel you quicker than he did that horse.
Oh, I have no
And look, and
doubt.
he gestures over to one of the horses that is now a heaping carcass.
He's got like some intestine dripping out of his mouth, and he brings up a claw.
Ellie Wick is not. In fact, she's more fascinated. How quick did that evisceration go? You must be a hungry boy. Oh, yes, I have no doubt. He probably could kill me in quite a short time because he's such a.
He kind of, Colin pokes Eliwick, I'm sorry, with the butt of his halberd again. What happened to this town? I assume flying over this town, I saw the destruction, if there was
Yes.
any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also know you're supposed to be meeting people out here. I understand your caution, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because Ellie Wick's like, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to talk to the griffin.
What's that racket? Who are you?
I look at Madeline. Is she wearing anything that would any kind of symbol or any kind of certain regalia or
Yeah,
uniform?
she's probably from like the foresting forces. Like she has leather armor, but it's military.
Okay. When he notices Madeline, he eases. Are these traveling with you, soldier?
Yes. They said that you'd be delayed, but you're pretty awfully fast.
I was delayed as long as I could when dealing with ogres and wyverns.
Yes. But yes, everyone that remains here is with us, including her.
Really? I thought this was a hostage.
Oh no, she's just very fascinated with the animals.
She's
Oh,
very cool.
now paying no attention to you guys, is just staring at the griffin in absolute, just like, oh, you're so pretty.
All right. Well, I see that you are. Where is? And he reaches into his armor. He is wearing not adamantine, mithril armor, which is kind of goldish, gold leafed. He kind of looks like a winged hussar
Mhm.
from Poland.
Yeah.
He has two giant feathery decorative wings coming out of his back. He's wearing a it's not a cloak, but it's more of like a really elaborate scarf kind of deal. So it kind of covers the shoulders of the armor, and then it has like a little trail off the back, and that's all you see of him right now. You do notice that there are burns on his face, but these burns look as if they were left by more of an electrical current. If you have any training of knowing like burns and tracking and stuff. So if you have the eye for detail, you would notice that he has electrical burns on his face.
All right.
So as you're looking through your stuff to figure out I presume your list
Yeah,
of who
he's-
you're supposed to meet,
Yeah.
Lawrence is going to come out of the shack. Obviously with Filbert outside, he couldn't help Lawrence with his breastplate, so Lawrence is just kind of underlayer, slight pot belly, comes out. Oi! Oh! I know that regalia. Sir Lawrence, nice to meet you. And he'll hold out his hand.
Colin takes the hand and he shakes it. Thatcher.
Thatcher. Good.
Yes. And he finally pulls out the list. I am looking for. Oh, there you are, Lawrence.
Sir
Madeline.
Lawrence, Andrew Wells.
And he pulls out a little piece of charcoal that he has, and he writes "Sir" next to Lawrence. And he's like, "I'm looking for Rolf." And he looks down at the gnome. And Eliwick. I presume?
Miss Eliwick, yes. Miss Eliwick.
Yeah, hi. As she's still.
All right. Well, I see Sir Lawrence. I see Madeline. I see Eliwick. Where's Rolf?
You're muted for.
You might be muted.
Rolf has not been sleeping in the same spot that you guys are. He slept separately. And I imagine he picked the gloomiest shack he could find. And you see there are two figures, one standing on the roof and another patrolling around the perimeter endlessly. And that one is moving with a shuffling gait. But Rolf got a 7 on his perception check, so I'm assuming he's not awake.
Yeah,
So I
especially if
see.
you were there in that house. Yeah. But you see,
Okay.
you can actually, as that one shuffly creature kind of turns the corner.
Oh
around
yeah,
the
it would
house,
alert me. It would alert me. Yeah.
It would
that's-
probably alert you, but you will also notice you can see through like a hole in it to the other side. It's still shadowed because it's morning, right? And you're in the trees, but as it kind of turns, you're like, it's got a place you can see through it where you probably shouldn't be able to see through a body.
The door is thunked upon by this creature, and the door opens rather abruptly, shoving this zombie, the rest of you will know this is a zombie, aside as Rolf sort of shoulders past and sort of looks upon this visitor. It is an orc with very dirty hair, and he sort of is frowning towards all of you and says,
I feel like, as a joke, the higher ups know that, and this is going to be a hazing thing, that they didn't tell
I love
Colin anything
course.
about Ellie
Of course.
or Rolf.
I love
Oh,
that.
honey.
I love that.
Oh, honey.
I love it.
Oh,
It's so good,
he's-
and I love it.
He knows Madeline and Lawrence and humans, so he just assumed Rolf and Ellie were humans as well.
Oh, no.
So Colin grabs on hold of Nias and he hops on and he kind of whistles, causing the wings of Nias to spread, and he points down at the his halberd down at the orc, and he says, "Spy, spy."
Whoa. Whoa.
Mm.
Eliwick is going to cast Speak with Animals. Because she's not paying attention to you. I'm going to go, hey, you
What?
beautiful, majestic griffin.
Yes?
This guy's good. He's on our side. He's taken us to kill orcs and giants. I promise.
I am
he's
on
not
my
a spy.
master's side. My master says kill, I kill.
Thatcher, that is the person you spoke of, Rolf.
I'm just like growling towards this griffin now.
I keep hearing my name.
Just tell your master.
Good morning. We've got a new friend.
Oh, yes. An invader. That is why this creature I've summoned has woken me up. Thankfully, it's doing its job. Unlike one of us who was on watch. He sort of puts his...
majestic creature. Look at him. I just had to study it. The wingspan.
You do
I
realize
apologize.
this thing could disembowel you at any second.
Yes, of course.
I said the exact same thing.
It's
You know what?
fascinating.
All right. So if someone would like to explain to me what exactly is going on, we have a ranger, we have a knight, we have a gnome.
A very
we have
talented
an
gnome.
orc.
The
And at exactly that
cleric
point, because it is
is like-
dramatically appropriate, Avala
Yeah.
pops her head from around Madeline's leg. Well, I guess mid-back, she's 12. You
Mhm.
you see this silver-haired elf girl pop her head from around Madeline at the same time as you say, an orc. And she goes, wink.
And this is Avala. She's with us. So it's her
Hello.
village. And now that we've gotten acquainted, can everybody put their weapons down? Please? We're all on the same side. Let's save this for the giants. We're gonna need it.
Rolf raises his hand. Do these two count as weapons? And he points to the two zombies.
Oh, they're behaving themselves. I'm sure you have control over them.
Colin takes his halberd and he puts it in a resting position. He points it upwards, and he Nias's barding allows him to kind of slip it into like this kind of like a PVC, not like really PVC, but it's like a pole that he can
It's like
slip
a leather
in.
cup. It's a, what do they call that? A
Yeah.
stanchion or something. Yeah.
holster.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, a holster.
Yeah.
Most sometimes they have those, especially if you're carrying a banner, because that's really hard to do. So he holsters it, and he's like, okay, so we have an orc, a gnome, a elven adolescent, and a knight, a ranger, a servant.
Oi! I'm a
Mr.
squire!
A fancy servant.
Looks at
Mr.
Lawrence.
Thatcher, I really must insist. You do not disrespect my squire. If we're going to work together.
That's right.
I do apologize. Okay, so the damage.
Yes.
Was that caused by giants?
Yes. We came upon them as they had finished their destruction, and we slew a few of them. The remaining two ran off into the forest, and we could not find them again, and they have not come back overnight.
I see. Did you not attempt to pursue these giants?
Oh,
They got their asses kicked.
considering we got... What was it? He points at the bodies and starts counting. You can count for yourself. It's, we kind of got our tails kicked, considering we were missing...
It was tactically advantageous for us to take the path that we took.
And not only that, these folks wanted to babysit.
And that too.
I wouldn't call it babysitting. I would call it just like a good moral code to not just abandon a child in the wilderness, but that's just
We
me.
will not discuss.
The child could have could fend for itself. You could have just left them.
Not you too.
If you left the child with a knife, the child would learn. Or it would die.
More so than that, we offered its own ride, its own horse.
I kind of gestured to Lawrence and to Maddie, like.
She's with me now. I am in charge of her, and she'll be accompanying us.
All right.
Then I will be sacrificing our blessings of Luthic.
All right. Well, I feel like we should deal with the runaway giants because they are going to send more.
Oh, if we leave now, we will have no need to take care of them. We have a long way until we get to the keep.
Mr. Thatcher, you've had a long flight, it seems. I think that maybe you probably need a little bit of rest. You seem a bit peaked.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
He kind of just stares at Lawrence, just resting bitch face, just stoic and stern. I'm fine.
So into this.
Well, first things first, if you're fine and we're all awake, here, and I hand you the note that we found.
I hand it back. I don't need your note. No, he takes it and he opens it in his hand.
Just throws it back in your face.
Well,
Ew.
I'm not part of your system.
Just a point of clarification, does that mean we didn't get our long rest?
You did get your long rest. 100%. Everybody got their long rest. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
I have a spell that I can do now.
So I open up the note and I look upon the note. Oh, is that what it says? Surrounding area must be secure. Envoy of Runekeeper Krakus is coming to Pregmere Keep. Nosnera says there must be no problems. A feast will be held in Krakus's honor. All invited to attend. Do I know who the Runekeeper Krakus is?
You can make a history check.
Okay. This is me. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure that this was me and not Nias. History 23.
You don't know anyone specifically named Runekeeper Krakus, but you do know that the title of Runekeeper is the title used by essentially high leadership figures within the Stone Giants.
Stone Giants. Why, oh why, did it ever have to be Stone Giants?
No, that's what I said.
I like you already, Rolf. Despite the tusks and the green skin.
Well, they might grow on you eventually.
I hope not.
No. If things go to plan, we're going to see a whole lot of them. We are sent to rescue his kind.
Yes.
I thought your kind worked with the giants.
Oh,
Why?
we did. It was very advantageous for us at the time.
Wonderful. All right, so now not only do we have to save Geoff for the kingdom of men and the townships of gnomes. Do you gnomes have kingdoms? Communes?
You see Eliwick's face suddenly get very, very serious. No more.
Right. So we will be saving this country for the orcs, who in turn will what? Turn around and invade and continue to pillage, or perhaps we are offering them a place to stay within Geoff. Perfect. We get rid of one problem and we let in another.
Well, that's up to your leaders. I deliver babies for a living.
And I used to clean stables. Look how far both of we've come.
And now that you've managed to insult almost everyone here, I'll give you time to work on me. I'm sure you'll come up with something. There's a lot of material here.
You're fat and old.
Yes, I am.
That's not very nice.
I think
Lawrence is the jolliest and nicest out of anybody here.
I just want to make perfectly clear that Zippy loves every single one of these cast members because
so much.
I know that there's a lot of people for Mordenkainen's Path of the Plains who think that me and Kelly absolutely hate each other, but we are like literally best friends.
Yeah.
Colin has a charisma of 7.
I love this. I love this.
I'm just going to point that out.
Beautiful.
I love
He
this
is
so
an
much.
asshole.
No,
Just tell me when I need to cast Feign Death
I'm very into it.
Got this.
We're good.
so we can escape.
And Lawrence loves everyone except probably you at this point.
Yeah. Right. So
So
what do I know of our duty? Like, what is our main objective?
So your orders were 3 objectives. Objective number 1 was to assist the orc insurrection beneath Pregmere Keep. You know that there is an insurrection because Rolf was the one who escaped and let you know it was happening. 2, kill Chief Nostra, who sits in Pregmere Keep. 3, if you get the opportunity, take a look and see what's going on in the town of Pregmere, which is down in the valley below the keep itself.
Okay,
There's about
this
10
is
miles
all
between the two, but they
this
just
all
call it-
aligns with our main objective.
Yeah.
With the
Yep.
Okay, so Colin,
I was thinking we could also pursue Runekeeper Krakus, since he's going to Pregmere Keep.
an envoy of Runekeeper Krakus.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
I fold the paper up and I hand it back to Rolf. Well, it looks like no matter where we go, we're going to end up going to Pregmere Keep.
Mm-hmm.
So, since you guys have been on this task longer than I have, what should we do?
Pick a direction and walk.
About the Runekeeper, I suggest possibly we keep the Runekeeper on his way. So when we eventually get to the keep, they're not on high alert, wondering what happened to their envoy and when it came from. If we're going to find people and take out the Chief Nasra, maybe secrecy is the order of the day.
So, we want to... Do we know what this envoy is? Have you tried tracking this envoy?
We just got this yesterday, so no.
Okay, wonderful. All right.
Runekeeper, though, that sounds arcanic.
Well, it is... Runekeeper is a very special title to the Stone Giants. So, he is important. So his envoy should be a Stone Giant as well, or maybe an ogre. So I will take to the skies and I will canvass the area and see if I can pick up trails of a moving caravan of giants or giant allies.
In the
Sounds like
meantime,
a-
do you want to drop this tiny thing off somewhere?
I look at the child. Do you want to be dropped off somewhere?
No.
I would like to point out that Lady Madeline has taken this child on as her charge, so anything to do with the child's welfare will be discussed with Lady Madeline first.
Yes,
Agreed.
I have discussed training her and
Yes.
keeping an eye on her.
Okay, so you're going to train this child. All right. Well, she is your responsibility. You have to feed her, clothe her, bathe her, and clean up after her when she shits everywhere.
She is not an animal. She can
She's
take
a
care of some of
child.
that herself. She's old enough to hold a weapon. She is old enough to take care of herself in a manner that is meaning for a child. But I am in charge of her.
All right.
I didn't know
Well.
elves
Everybody shit.
Rolf is trying to make someone laugh.
You shit. I shit. It's like
Everyone shits.
everybody poops.
That
Yeah.
giant bird shits.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
Colin looks over at Nias. You shit?
oh. He shits.
I still have Animal Messenger on, by the way.
He drops the
all right. Well,
Right.
how about
Okay.
this? I'll
Well,
have.
now that we've all. Sorry.
We'll march single file with my 2 proteges here in the front. They're good for another 24 hours or so, probably 18.
Wonderful.
And from there, we'll keep moving.
We got a long march ahead of us. Everyone okay, or do we need more time to rest?
I'm perfectly fine.
I'm ready to go.
Well, yes. I think
All
we're
right.
all very ready for Mr. Thatcher here to leave us and do his scouting.
I cannot wait. May I leave?
Oh,
Bye, niece. I'll miss you.
Now, as the sun rises, I will now begin the blessing of Luthic, the most holy of mothers, the most fetid of wombs.
Foosh. Nias decides to leave. Colin kicks Nias, and he kind of creates an updraft and carries himself upwards and starts to fly away.
Okay, that worked. He left faster. Let's go.
I was, just so you know, I was perfectly prepared to listen to your prayer. I respect your desires to, do what you will.
Do you have children?
I do not.
Do you want them?
I know a perfectly good woman who's about to pop out a few.
As soon as our wonderful kingdom is free, then yes, I would love to do that. Yes.
Luthic does not grant words so cheaply. We should speak after.
It was not my intent to insult your religion. I was.
You were not insulting anything.
Okay.
It's merely a matter of perspective.
Colin, can you give me a perception check while they talk?
Hmm?
Can you give me a quick
Lovely.
perception check?
Zero perspective of which you know little. And then so on and so forth, there's perspective of life. We all know how babies are made.
Speaking of.
Question.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
How are babies made?
That I don't know how babies are made.
When
if we-
conquest is being made,
Oh my god, okay, what's the
You're
question?
fight
What's the
it with
question?
love.
Could
Your
I
muffs over.
Could I have Nias also make a perception check? Because maybe he would be also trying to
Yeah,
look
no,
for
that
something
totally
more.
makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so Nias got a 20 and I got a 10.
Yeah.
So I would assume that like Nias' head would be pointed to the left, mine would be the right, and when I would look to the left, he would look to the right, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And if
And we'll
he
get back to
saw
what you
something, he would
see.
squat.
Yeah. And we'll get back to what you see in a minute.
Mhm.
Team on the ground. What's your plan?
Awkward conversations.
I
I just tell Lawrence, look, Luthic is all about motherhood, matronly. Orc motherhood is very different from your very soft motherhood.
I'm sure it's very difficult and interesting, and I of course have no perspective on this. Yes.
Because it's so very harsh, we do not have any unity amongst many of our tribes, save for the fact that Luthic watches over all of us at a very young age. It's the only comfort we receive many times. For Groomsh is cruel and stern. In truth, the only one that has anything good for orc kind is Luthic herself. Her very rune means cave entrance, a home for orcs.
That's very interesting. So usually orc young have little to no, I don't know, relationship with their parents. I find this dynamic very interesting. It's not such that I've seen in.
I'm not going to speak for
Is this a conversation you're having while you're moving, or is this?
Yes.
you guys
Yeah.
still? Okay, I just wanted
And
to
at
make
this
sure.
point, I think
Okay.
he has turned off his cleric speak.
Okay.
And he's-
Okay.
Yeah, as
What
soon
is
as
an
Eliwick
insight
jumped
to
in there,
Kentucky?
I kind of just backed up and let them talk.
Yeah,
Getting
same.
out
Just
of
like,
that.
She also has these big, foot-long claws that rend bears apart.
Yes.
And that's
Eliwick is very like, this explains much of the psyche of some of the orcs. I want to learn more.
As you're moving down the Oit River, and flying high above every once in a while, you see the griffin kind of cross over your path, and luckily Nias is able to keep you kind of in visual contact, Colin, with the ground team as you move forward. The day will proceed uneventfully. The original travel plan that you all had was to move down the Oit River till you got close to Pregmere. I was guessing something like this, and then move to Preg, right? That to this turnoff is going to take you about 2 days from where you are right now. That travel will be relatively uneventful, although I would like a series of perception checks from you.
okay.
Colin, I already got yours. And
me next.
Nice, yeah. Just everybody go ahead and throw them out for me.
Ugh.
I love that you have your crit fail is a 11.
I have a +5 wisdom. This
I mean,
is not
Get
fair.
that out of the way.
Yeah.
At the morning of the third day, as you finally start to turn almost northwest towards Pregmere Keep, knowing you're about a day and a half away, that you would reach there by midday tomorrow, Nias and Eliwick notice, at the same time as you're finally breaking out of the thickest of the Oitwood and into the hills beyond, Ellie, off to the, you're heading this way, off to almost the due west of where you are, you see a light haze of smoke, or not smoke, but like road dust coming up. And at the same time almost, Nias and Alex, or Nias and, I'm gonna get player names, Nias and Colin, you, as you, Nias, and as you look down, you see a small column of giants. There's probably only 4 or 5 of them. One of them riding an enormous mammoth, shepherding maybe 15 people, maybe 20 people, moving along the road.
Are these giant folk people, or are they mixed race?
They are human-sized. They are humanoid-sized people. They're medium-sized creatures. It's hard to tell from up here, but they are much smaller than giants.
Colin is going to kick Nias and have him do a dive bomb straight down towards the party, which he would wait till the party. He would hold back on Nias's reins until the party got a little bit ahead of Nias, and then dive bomb right down. So it's a quick thing, quick descent. Griffins are known for dive bombing, especially on prairies. So it is a common tactic that he uses, especially to get to the ground quicker. So he dive bombs and he lands behind the party, and he's like, "Stone giants riding a mammoth with medium-sized humanoids, not giant king."
That's
Servants, slaves.
Couldn't tell from the height. Would I be able to kind of gauge how many meters or kilometers away?
Maybe a mile to the west.
Okay, so he then confers that to the group.
All right.
Yeah, you see the dust. You can see a little bit of the, I'm guessing that's from the mammoths trotting.
So,
Are they coming this way, or are they going away from us?
Well, that is a good question.
You actually know this area very well, being from the Lee, Colin. This is almost home territory for you. The road they were on actually splits another 8 miles ahead of you. In one direction, it heads off towards Pregmere, and on the other direction, it heads down towards the Lee.
Okay.
So they haven't hit that junction yet, so you don't know which way specifically they're heading. But
yeah. Well, there is a fork in the road. If they take one way, they head towards Pragmere. If they go the other way, they go to the Lee. So, do we head them off at the fork to see if they're carrying slaves, or do we still err on the side of stealth? If we can save those slaves, if they are slaves, I would rather have them run off into the woods to safety, and we dispatch the giant.
Yes. Once they get to the keep, it's going to be a lot harder to have them leave.
Especially once they've been processed, because once they're on the other side of that gate, I doubt that any of the giants will just let anybody leave.
Mm-hmm.
I can attest to that.
Well, that would lower the amount of giants in the keep. Well, Nasra is around, so a sneak attack sounds like the best idea. What do you think?
I think that I would want to defer to, or at least get the opinion of Rolf, as these are his people, and I want to make sure that we are doing right by them.
I call dibs on the mammoth.
Very good.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I call dibs on the giant.
As long as they're dead.
you saw a total of 4 giants, 1 riding a mammoth.
Okay.
How much time do we have before they get to that fork? Did you say? I don't know.
Colin, you think it's probably they'd be there by mid-afternoon. It's
Okay,
mid-morning now.
so-
They'll be there in about 4 or 5 hours.
Maybe they're like right around here. Where I'm
Other way,
paying?
they're like right here, right?
Oh,
So
okay,
there's
okay,
like
okay.
A road that kind of comes
I see.
and then
Yeah.
splits north and then splits south.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So, I tell them that their ETA on the fork is about 4 hours.
Okay.
So, how much can Nias carry realistically?
You can carry 1 rider and their stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay here.
I can carry people and stuff too.
Ah, yes.
Just saying.
She's very strong.
I would love to see the strength of this gnome. All right, if you think you can carry people.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I got my wild shape forms.
Yes.
Yeah. Are we going for just on ground? Or are we going for some air travel?
We would be faster to get to the fork to set up an ambush if we went by air.
Okay. I'm gonna use the bonus action to turn into a giant eagle, I think?
Oh, neat. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Because it's a
Yeah, you-
CR1, right?
Yes, I believe so. Or an owl. There's owls. You guys, I don't have my wild stuff up, but sorry, guys. Okay, we'll do
You're
we'll
not
do
giant
eagle. Eagle, yeah, we'll do eagle.
Okay.
So you just see this little gnome who you thought was kind of bullshitting you all of a sudden have this glow, and she starts sprouting feathers and kind of like bubbling this mass. All of her clothing and her equipment just kind of melts into this feather-like structure, as before you is now A very big eagle, a giant eagle.
Oh, look, it's sick here. Let me put it out of its misery.
The giant eagle kind of like.
Oh, you're the gnome. I see.
You didn't see the snakes. It was quite impressive.
So,
Nudge Maddie.
who are you going to take?
I look around expectantly.
Could we get there by like horse if we need to?
Yeah, absolutely. And you do have one less horse. I forgot to mention that, as Nias murdered one of them.
I can take a Vala and we can shadow them without being seen and keep a good distance and keep stealth.
Right. I'm going to head to the fork, and I'm going to send Nias back. Nias is very well trained. I'm going to leave life ropes on his saddle. Please strap yourself in, and he will take you to the fork. So, I said, if anyone is uncomfortable riding a griffin, then they are free to walk on foot. But you will be significantly slower. And Colin looks to the group. Any questions?
Take out the mammoth rider first. We don't want them getting to the keep.
We want to down the mammoth first. If we down the mammoth, the rider will go with it. If we remove the trunk, then it won't be able to screech and alert anybody who's nearby.
Lawrence doesn't say anything right now, but Lawrence is like counting. Just so you know.
Right. Okay.
All right, let's waste no time.
Once again, Nias raises his wings, creates an updraft, and begins to fly to the fork, where Colin is going to get off, and then he's going to send Nias back, kind of like a carrier pigeon. I think he's intelligent enough to at least know where the party.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as you leave with your griffin, Sir Lawrence just says, "Oh dear, he left before I could inspire everyone."
Oh no! Also, as soon as
Nothing
Nias
can be
takes
done.
off with the like flare, I feel like Eliwick is gonna like copy and like a really shitty like. Look at me.
But Lawrence would put his hand up before anybody else takes off. Just.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking off. I'm just like.
Hey, Lawrence.
I would like to take this moment because, in the few days that we've traveled together, I think that we've all shown each other a great deal of respect, and I really appreciate that. And we're going to learn to deal with Mr. Thatcher. I think that we can. I think that we're all of good stock, and we've already shown ourselves to work very well together as a team in a fight. And I know that even though we made some mistakes in that last fight, we're going to learn from them, and we've already got a very good rapport. And I'm very happy with this group. I think that we're just and he just goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feat called
Huzzah, sir! Huzzah!
Inspiring Leader. Choose up to 6 allies that can see and hear and understand you, and you're all going to get 15 temporary hit points.
Awesome.
That also includes Filbert and the little girl.
Well, oh, good. Thank you.
Which is why
She's currently level 0 non-combatant, although that will change if she sticks around.
Well, this is why Lawrence was counting how many people there were.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so 15.
Oh boy.
Right. And yeah, that.
Well, they say that there's no better bonding than surviving a battle.
And we will survive many more.
Yes. And then, like, Maggie will just kind of take her horse and just kind of like get like a head start to get where they are. They're not flying.
Who is flying on? Who's flying on the eagle and who's flying on the griffin? Just out of curiosity, between Lawrence and Rolf.
It really depends, because I have 2 zombies.
Oh.
So assume, and actually Filbert is going to
So
ride
have a
off with
Filbert.
Maddie, if that's okay, Maddie. And okay with Lawrence as well, because he just won't fit. Like, he just won't fit on the Griffin or the Eagle.
The Griffin's a large beast, right?
Yeah,
It is.
Okay, yeah. So it's the same basically.
yeah.
I would say nice. Probably it could carry a small child in his talons, but not an adult.
Yeah, I would agree with
Yeah.
that.
What about an eviscerated corpse?
Oh my god. That's
Has
partially.
it lost a considerable amount of body mass?
I can do that.
Rock. How smushed are they?
The two of them together would constitute one person. I would allow you to carry one desiccated, burned corpse in the claws of the Griffin. One. Yes. Because we'll call them about half normal body weight, right?
Because they're not going to be able to keep up with us.
Mm-mm.
They're going to come in and get the last hit.
Eliwick's down for whatever if she needs to.
Because
Little,
here's what I'm thinking. I'm probably going to do Spirit Guardians once we smack down on them.
little do we know that those zombies are actually World War Z zombies, and they're actually really fast.
Please give it to me.
No,
But okay,
thank
so
you.
it sounds like we
But
have travel
I'm
arrangements.
ready.
Sweet.
Okay.
As you all fly off, ride off, and move towards the area where you plan to ambush, you make it in time to set yourselves up how you would choose, knowing that, and let me get really quick. And this is not a crossroads because I knew you were going to take or I guessed that you would take this specific bait, but I was not sure where along the road you would take it. So it's not a crossroad, but hopefully it'll do. So you are able to set yourselves up as you will on this map.
We were debated.
Not surprised.
So you guys may take a moment to, as you can see, the center road is down the center of the map. It's a small creek. It's easily passable. You shouldn't consider it an obstacle for the purposes of movement. And yeah, this is where it is. This is the area essentially right before the roads kind of diverge off.
Okay. Are they coming from the south or the north?
They will be coming from on this map, they will be coming from hang on, I'll just draw it on the map. Boink, boink. Oh, you can see that, yeah. Okay.
All right.
They'll be coming from the northwest on this map.
Okay. I'm going to let everyone else have a turn while I look up specific rulings in the player's handbook.
In the bush.
Okay.
Gonna be in the bush.
We'll be over here.
Wow.
There.
You're gonna snipe him.
Doesn't
Good
care about
film.
cover. Yeah.
At trees.
Let's see.
That's a tree, and that's a log. Mm.
And assume that these center portions of these trees actually blocks line of sight, right? So
Okay.
the log down here doesn't, but anything where you see a large chunk of log cut in two, that is the center of a tree and thus would block line of sight.
Do you want me to move Filbert too, or is Filbert just gonna do what
You
Filbert
can-
wants?
Filbert's going to do what you want him to do. Do you want Filbert up with you?
Yeah.
I was about to say, if I'm guessing Lawrence was riding with me, so it makes sense for Eliwick to land wherever Lawrence is at this point.
And so last question is, as they move from the northwest, how far deep onto the road, like, do you want to pop the ambush?
That's important because I'm probably gonna start this thing off with magic.
Like here?
Yeah.
So you kind of want the leading person here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Enough that everyone maybe is across the bridge.
Okay.
Are there mountains? Are there mountains here?
There are.
Around-
It's hilly, It's hilly like if you think of what's a good example? It's certainly not mountains.
Like the
There
Highlands?
are no rocky peaks. Yeah, it would be like the Highlands. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's rolling hills, some of which get fairly tall, some deeper valleys, but nothing that is mountainous.
Well, let me see. I think Nice is a mountain griffin, but I don't think a lot of giants care about the type of griffin. So Colin says he can run points on flying around and giving a signal on Nice when they are approaching the point of no return. Basically, once they pass that point of no return, we cannot back out. We either commit when they hit the point of turn or we abort before, because on that point they're too far in.
Okay. The world gets quiet. As at first you hear nothing, the birds have stopped. The crickets that are just starting to wake up have begun to be silenced as Colin, you're flying around and you see the 4 giants starting to move into the area. 2 of them are actually very odd looking for giants. One is incredibly thin and will just like pick stuff up and eat it as it's moving along. At one point you see it grab one of the slaves and just like rip it in half and like chew on it and then pop the other half in its mouth. The other is almost the opposite of that one, where it's not even as large as a regular giant, although it has the giant kind of physiology. But it's very compact and like uber fat for a hill giant. And then there's 2 what appear to be normal hill giants, one on a big old mammoth, and then one kind of walking alongside this clustered group of commoners. And they are making their way, and then you start to feel it, everyone who's on the ground. As the sound has stopped, you see a puff of the puff of the road dirt, and then you feel that very vibration, that very light vibration, that something huge is moving towards you. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Okay.
As we
Rude.
have cats to feed.
Oh,
Yeah.
not rude.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be back in no more than 5 minutes, maybe 10. You never know. With the second half of today's game. See you in a second. Bye. Okay, we're coming back, I promise. What?
Oh, Zoom is just acting up on me, so.
Oh, no. Okay.
As long as you can see and hear me, that is fine.
We can see and hear you, and we are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Liberation of Geoff, where our party has decided to ambush a column of slaves being escorted by some giants on their way to assault the keep of Hill Giant Lord Nostra. And with that, we're going to throw it back to the game. I'm very excited to see what happens. You all, is everybody where they want to be at the moment?
I am good.
So I'm going to move my boys over here.
Okay. And Colin, if I may ask, how high off of the ground are you? And how secret are you attempting to be?
He is at least 10 feet off the ground. So he's probably, how tall are the trees?
Trees here range from 20 to 35 feet.
Okay, so he's going to be on one of the top. He's going to be kind of on top of the tallest tree. Kind of Nias is probably like King Konging, holding on to like the tip of the tree. And Colin is like on his saddle. The saddle of a griffin allows for a lot of kind of movement, you know? So you could lean forward in the saddle and have the griffin be vertical as well as you be vertical and be kind of not completely comfortable, but it wouldn't be awkward.
Yeah.
These saddles are specifically designed for animals that shouldn't be saddled normally.
Right. Cool. And yeah, you are being an expert rider at this point as well. Well comfortable within that. I would like everyone. So my assumption is your intent is to ambush them and thus want to be stealthed. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So please, everyone, make me a stealth check.
Stealth.
Stealth.
I should not. Oh!
All of my
Hey.
regular stats, even in my eagle form, like if I have to roll a skill check, would they be the same or?
You would take on the physical stat of the beastie. So you would have the dex bonus of the eagle.
Oh, I got a good dex. So D20 plus 3, I'm guessing. You guys,
do you need a
I
giant
got
eagle
this.
token?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So you're not going to be giant eagling.
No, I am going to be giant eagling. Do I need an extra token for that?
Well, we'll just make you big, and then we'll know.
Okay. Yeah, make me
There we go.
make me big.
Oh,
There we go.
giant.
I'm a
now you're-
giant gnome!
And Eliwick, are you on the ground or are you in the air?
I'm on the ground right now.
Okay.
Because I landed and let Lawrence off.
And did
Oh,
you
yeah.
just roll a 1 on your
Yes,
stealth
I
check?
just,
Oh,
I
okay.
just,
It's out of the
So,
way. It's out of the way.
it's all good. You
Yeah,
guys.
it's good. You got it. It's done. So
Okay.
here is what happens. You all were waiting for this group of giants to move down the path. A little bit. However,
Oh.
when they
Oh shit.
get to about where you see them right now, Eliwick, not being super used to being an eagle, giant eagle, you go to whisper at Lawrence to be like, is this gonna happen? And instead you go, oh!
Oh no.
And we and the giants are now in this and like see what's going on, and there's not going to be a sneak attack round because they now know essentially that you all are here, and so we've pre-rolled initiative for everyone, and so we're just going to go straight into rounds as the now tipped off giants are in this fight with you guys, and you guys know your cover is blown. So the Griffin isn't going to be going, right? Like we have him in case you get dismounted. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
have him in initiative because he shares my initiative. So,
Sweet.
Okay. Oh, are you 22 as well? Is that right?
yeah. So
Okay.
I rolled,
Okay.
I kind of mistakenly clicked the
Oh.
Griffin and then I
Yeah,
clicked
no worries.
my initiative.
Got
But
you.
both of our initiatives are 2, so
All
on the
right.
character.
So who wants to go first, Colin or Eliwick?
I feel like Colin would jump the gun as soon as he heard Sir Lawrence squeal. I guess what was it? Who squealed?
It was Eliwick. You heard a giant
Eliwick.
eagle squeal
It was
behind
me
you.
Oh.
being like,
He would look back at the eagle, and he starts hooping and hollering, kind of to make noise and stuff.
Yeah.
And he rears back on Nias, and this one right here. Wait, hold on. Let me double check. See that one right here. The one that looks like he's eating
Pumpkin.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was General Tso's chicken.
Could also be that.
Yeah. So
Unconfirmed food. Yes.
he's going to charge. He's going to use his action
Okay.
to dash. His movement and his action to dash. He dashes at least 10 feet in a straight line immediately before taking this bonus action. Oh, is it a bonus action to
what?
charge? I thought
You
it
would
was
be using your bonus action to charge. I do believe that's correct. Hang on a second.
okay.
Let us
hold on.
confirm. Charge.
Let me
fine.
confirm something about action surge. Okay, action surge is not a bonus action. It just gives me an action, but it's once per short rest. Okay, I was trying to think of how that would match up, but action surge is not it doesn't say it does anything action wise except for giving an additional action. So
Yeah, you get the additional action off of it. That is correct. So as long as you
Okay.
get at him, you get an additional action.
okay, so he's going to dash, use a bonus action to charge. So he moves right here. He moves at least 10 feet. He's going to you either gain a +5 bonus to the attack damage roll if you choose to make a melee attack, or push the target up to 10 feet. He's not going to push the target. He's going to take a +5 bonus to the
the
attacks. Yeah.
Yep.
So let's see. Yeah. So going to make an attack with the halberd. Does a 29 hit their
One
AC?
every day of the week. Yes.
20 damage.
20? Okay.
Then he's going to action surge.
Nice.
And then he's going to take an attack action. And he's going to get 3
Yep.
attacks per that one attack action. So here's one halberd. Does a 21
Yep,
hit?
hits.
Okay, that's 11 damage.
Okay.
28,
Yeah.
11,
Uh-huh.
and then 27, 11.
Incredibly consistent on the damage rolls. I like it. There's this rustle of tree as you fly out and swoop down at I'm assuming the head. You're going for the head on this guy. Right?
Yeah. That's what he's trained to do. Go for the head to kill the body.
Yeah. As you just kind of come in with this halberd over and over, and these giant gashes just start getting zippered open across his face, and you realize as you're close to him that he's like as if someone had starved a hill giant for months is what he looks like. He's got like hanging skin coming off of him. You've never encountered a giant like this before, but you screw him up on your first volley. Eliwick.
Eliwick is going to remember what they said about the giant mammoth, and so she's going to, in her giant eagle form, she's going to swoop up, and she is just going to go for this mammoth.
Okay.
She's going to get 2 attacks. Let's see, what is this? So 20 plus 5. 6. No, I'm guessing that doesn't hit. What is it?
That would not hit.
11. So that was with her beak, I believe, and yeah, that was gonna be beak and talons. Both of them did not.
Yeah, they both
Yeah.
miss.
That's fine.
Under this assault from Colin, this incredibly hungry looking giant just rears his head back up at you, and you think at first it looks like he's coming to like double fist pound you, and as he opens his mouth there are these like 2 sets of horribly sharpened teeth, and he just lunges right at you with his mouth to try and take a bite out of you.
Okay. So he's taking a bite out of who's he targeting?
You.
Me. Okay.
Yeah. And we'll first attack, we'll roll a natural 1. Second attack.
Yay!
We'll roll a 2. Neither of which will clearly hit Madeline.
All right, so Madeline's just going to take a shot at this mammoth, like was our plan. So I'm going to use my longbow with I'm going to use my sharpshooter feat. Gives me a +10 to damage and -5 to hit. And I have advantage because I go before this mammoth. First shot. 20?
Oh, yeah. 20. 20.
Yes.
Yes. Noink.
41 points of damage.
41 points of damage. All right.
All right, second shot, same thing.
Yep. No sneak attack on the second shot.
Okay, so shit. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. We'll call the hit, but if you want to click without the sneak attack.
Let me hit the wrong. I hit the wrong one. Yeah. So that's just the longbow plus. Okay, I have all these. All right, so
there
that's
you go.
10
for 10 more,
and then plus the Colossus Slayer because it's been hurt.
Yeah.
So it's an additional.
So 17.
17.
Nice. These 2 arrows sink into the side of its head, and there's this like you see its whole head, and this is an oversized mammoth. It's larger than any mammoth you've heard of, and it goes, and it looks like it's nearly gonna like slam down its tusks into one of the commoners, but they dodge out of the way real quick.
All right, and then I'm gonna attempt to move. I'm gonna move over here, just move a little bit.
Okay.
South, and then I'm gonna try and hide.
All right.
Stealth.
Stealth do?
Shoot, it's a 12. I did not.
It's a 12. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Who is next? Hill Giants. So Hill Giant number 1, which is right here, is going to engage the target directly in front of it, Eliwick, as a giant.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So it's going to reach around, grab its club, and just try and kind of smack you out of the sky.
Okay.
I don't know why it's rolling with advantage, but it is. But I know a 25 will hit.
Yeah.
For 20 bludgeoning.
Okay. I have 6 hit points. My eagle has 6.
And then 14 for the second attack. What's your eagle AC?
The eagle AC is 14, so I'm down for the count. The eagle is down for the count. I repeat.
Okay, so you are going
you
to
just
take...
shift back.
Yeah, you will shift back. And how much AC? How many hit points do you have left?
Let's see. After the 20, I had 6.
Okay.
So
you will take 12 damage plus 2d6 falling damage as you fall out of the sky.
Okay.
So you will take 21 damage as you revert to normal size, fall, nearly hitting that person, roll off someone, and be prone on the ground next to the mammoth. And the other mammoth, seeing this griffin going after its favorite pet mutant giant, is grabbing the nearest commoner and chucking it at Colin and the griffin. It really doesn't care which one it hits.
Oh boy. Mm-mm.
There we are. Yeah. And I'm going to just roll a d10, and a 1 through 5 will be who it goes after once we roll to see if anything will hit. That will not hit either of you. And a 23 would hit either of you. So on a 1 through 5, it's Colin. And on a 6 through 10, it's the griffin. So it's going to hit the griffin for...
a human being.
Nias is going to... As this... You hear this... Just for a moment, as you're paying attention to the mouth in front of you, and then you and Nias are both rocked by this horrible, wet, crunching noise. As for a moment, as you look down, you see that this body has been thrown into Nias and is now falling to the ground 20 feet below you, lifeless. Lawrence.
Oh, do I have to see if I fall off? Nice.
There was no move. It didn't move you. So no.
Okay.
It would only be effects that move you would do that. Yeah.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep.
All right.
And that is a dead commoner.
Lawrence, as a bonus action, is going to whisper some fancy magic words at the sword and light it ablaze. Look at Filbert.
Yes, sir.
You know the drill, lad.
Hide
Stand
behind
behind
the tree. Okay.
I love how the bagpipe started playing immediately when Lawrence started. It was so perfect.
And then Lawrence is going to just charge over, because I know I can't get to anyone, so I'm gonna...
Yeah, you can. You can get right up here. You can get right... Yeah, absolutely. You can get right here.
Okay.
So you can run your 30.
All right.
Because this isn't difficult terrain.
Flaming sword
It's treetop.
ablaze. Just running over to the scary, skinny giant, and
Get it.
then stabbing it.
Just misses. You actually pierce a piece of its like skin that's hanging down. It does no damage though, because it was an unimportant piece of skin tag. Gross.
Well,
You
that
have
was
a
highly
second attack.
unpleasant. I shall try again. For
Oh,
28.
well that makes up for it. Nicely done.
Nice. Dang.
Flame tongue rapier.
Move.
25, 29, 37. 37 points of damage.
Oh.
I think I'll take that. Yes.
Yeah, wow, why not? As there's this horrible searing noise this time as you kind of get up into his pelvis. And because, you know, they're very tall. And you hear this as you've done some significant damage and now it's feeling it. I do believe it is... Oh, Rolf, you're not in order here.
No, I'm it's my zombie, one zombie first and then the next zombie after I go. So
Yes.
Throck, I have given one of my zombies
Mhm.
my giant's axe.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll to hit this one as the I don't have my this
Big
one.
honkin'. Yeah.
Yep, he's gonna
Yep.
attack that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna roll D20 plus 3.
That'll hit.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this giant's axe will do its damage. This is my first time rolling this giant slayer. Okay.
Yay!
10 damage, and it
And
has
it
to
needs to
make a
make a-
strength saving throw,
It does need to make a strength saving throw.
or else it's gonna fall prone.
Indeed. Where are you? There you are. Strength saving throw.
Good job, zombie.
Got a +5. It's gonna fall prone. Roll a D10 for me, please.
Sure thing. A 2.
Oh, it didn't actually show up on the thing. I don't know why. Roll 1D10.
Nani.
What I'm
I thought
looking
you meant
for-
me.
Yeah. No, I was hoping that. Okay, so it actually. I was wondering what direction it falls prone, right? And so I was using the tip of the D10 to randomize what direction that was.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
And it falls. It would occupy an additional space over here. Is essentially what I was saying. I was wondering. Unluckily, could have hit a commoner, right? And there's nothing I like more
now-
than killing commoners.
Okay, so that's that zombie's turn.
Yeah, and then it's your go.
Okay, I'm going now. Roll.
Rolf.
I'm going to cast a special spell at level 4. It's called Blindness.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast it on the mammoth, its
Okay.
rider, and this one right here.
Okay. So
They
you're
all
casting
need to
it at
make
level 4 when you cast it.
level 4
Okay, so you'll get 3. Yeah. And I'll need to
Yeah.
make
Constitution
save?
saving throws.
Okay, so Hill Giant.
My DC is 17, I believe.
Yeah, so we'll start with the Hill Giant, and then we'll do the Mammoth, and then we'll do the so it's con save. So here's the Hill Giant. What's the DC on it?
17?
Okay, so the Hill Giant is blind. The Mammoth is. Please hold. I should just have these up front. They keep going behind the thing. Con save. The Mammoth is blind.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And
Yes.
the other weird guy in the back is y'all so strong. You're all and blind. Okay, there we go.
Nice. Nice.
With an arcing sort of inky blackness wrapping around their eyes. And then there's this from the mammoth. And then it is your other zombies go.
I will also use a bonus action to give Shield of Faith to Colin.
Okay.
Colin, you have +2 to your AC
Sweet.
for 10 minutes. And that is a bonus action.
21
Yeah.
AC.
All right, my next zombie has
Is
my
it a-
mate.
no, you cannot actually cast that. Sorry.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot do that
Oh,
unless
because
you're
it's not a cantrip.
Concentration.
well, because
yeah.
it's
And then
because
also
your one
the-
action spell wasn't a cantrip.
So that I will just have my bonus action. I'll just dance. I'll use my bonus action to say, "You people need to get out of there."
Oh, that's why I was saying take Toll the Dead, because that is a cantrip that you could use as a bonus action.
I can't though.
Are you not a cleric? Or are
I
you a
am,
wizard?
but I don't have Toll the Dead on anything.
Oh, then you just learn it through feet. You'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But that'll make it your other zombies go.
He has my my mace,
Yeah.
and he has advantage on the prone giant.
He does have advantage on the prone giant.
+3.
Oh,
Does
no, it's a
20.
7. It's a 17, but yeah, it'll be a 20. You're fine.
Okay, 20.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and roll damage. It is going to be +1, 1d6 +1, 7 damage.
There you go. How does this zombie of yours take out the mouth of Grolantor?
Okay, so the first zombie got him down on the ground. This zombie, I let this zombie have a moment of glory as it sort of clambers on top of this giant shoulder as it's like trying to get up, and begins to beat the eye of this giant until it just keeps hitting it again and again until the brow crackles under its heavy bludgeoning mace. And
Hashtag Grimdark, baby. I love it. It's good.
it's he just like I like to think I'm bringing this guy's soul to rest.
Yes.
So
Are you a grave cleric?
no, I am a life cleric.
You are a life cleric, and wait, hold up. You are a life cleric and you animate the dead. That is hilarious, and I love it.
It's Luthic, baby.
Go for it.
Alright. The
That
mammoth
is-
has no go.
Yeah, this is all of my turn.
yeah. Yeah, that is all 3 of your turns. The flab giant is blind, but that doesn't mean he cannot move. It just means I'd like to do something a little bit random with blind
Please do.
NPCs. So let's see. All right. So he has to spend his first 10 movement going in the wrong direction before coming back 10, 20. And then he's
God,
he's going to just chuck. He's just going to start chucking commoners out of the way as he comes through, because they are small and he is large. And it is narratively funny that I get to like throw these at someone. And then he gets to make his con save at the end of his turn. And that's all he can do because he's super blind.
This is worse as getting confused in Pokemon. You're sitting there, you're waiting. What is the % chance of me hitting myself?
I know.
Oh, come on!
And it's always more than 50.
Colin, the giant flabby thing has been taken down by this zombie that crawled up on it and was just smashing into its face repeatedly with a mace.
Luthic's blessing upon you, sir.
What do you do?
Did I do good, boss? Gives a thumbs up. Yes, you did good. Thank you, boss. Can I go sleep now? Okay. Oh, whose turn is it? Mine?
It's yours, yes. That's why I'm like you're talking. But...
Okay.
Are you congratulating my zombie?
Yes,
That's what I used my action for.
Did I do good, Papa?
No.
No, you undead.
Okay, so since this thing is dead, I can disengage, and I'm going to flippity flap my way over here. So I am in range of all three of these guys, and I'm going to make a attack action. First attack is going to attack Mr. Hill Giant.
Yeah.
Okay. So first attack is a 19 on the Hill
Hits
Giant.
every day of the week.
Gonna hit it for 9, but I'm going to use one of my class features called Unwavering Mark. When you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can mark a creature until the end of your next turn, or if you are incapacitated or you die, or if someone else marks the creature. While it is within 5 feet of you, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you. The marked creature deals damage to any. If the marked creature deals damage to anyone else, you can make a special melee attack against it on your next turn as a bonus action with an advantage and +5 extra damage. You can make this attack 4 times per long rest. So I'm going to hit Mr. Hill Giant and I'm going to mark him. So this is just like a little flourish. He will swing with the halberd because it's an axe, and since it has a spear tip, he's going to thrust it to mark it. He's then going to make his second attack against the mammoth. Does a 30
every day of the week.
So that's 8 damage. He's going to mark the mammoth.
Okay.
And then
I do not believe you can actually reach the flab giant. And the reason I say that is because you're up at the height of the hill giant, who's riding on top of the mammoth, and the flab giant is actually one size category smaller, right? So it's kind of below and behind you a good deal, maybe 15, 20 feet from where you are right now.
Oh, okay.
You've got a huge creature with a large creature sitting on top of it, and then a smaller creature behind them.
Okay, so what would I have to do to move myself within
You'd have to move out of
10
threat
feet
of
of everyone? Okay, so because my reach is 10 feet.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of you. I'm just trying to the way I visualize it.
Maybe
right? So
maybe I go for his ankle, and then because I'm trying to also go for the mammoth as well, kind of deal. And then
and you know what? You had some extra movement, so what we can say is that after you hit the hill giant, you actually descend and hit the flab giant, and you can kind of stay in the same vertical space.
Okay, because basically all these attacks are going to be doing is if they deal damage, great, but they're mainly just marking them.
Yeah.
So halberd for 20, so 13 to them, and he's going to mark them as well. So if they make any attack against anyone but me,
for sure.
Wait, I'm pretty sure Nias counts as me as well.
Yes. No. Your mount would not count as you.
Oh.
Unless there's something within the mark itself that would say you or your mount.
It says, while it is within 5 feet of you, which is kind of iffy, but if it moves and it gets within 5 feet, I'm really weird about that, wizards, because I feel like it should be melee reach, because that really does.
I am cool having it be melee reach.
Oh no, that's up to you.
We can house rule the crap out of that, because that totally makes sense for someone with a 10-foot pole to be marking someone out at 10 feet. Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, they all have reach too, so you're all within melee of each other. Because they're fucking giants.
Because
they're totally marked, right? And as long as you're both within a melee engaged state, right? I think it's fine. Yeah.
So what it specifically reads is while it is within 5 feet of you,
melee engaged state. Yes.
Melee engaged, a marked creature has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you. Is what it specifically says.
Okay. So you specifically is you and not your mount.
Okay.
That I will say, yeah.
Now, I have Mountain Combatant as a feat, which allows me to change target. Like force change.
So forcing to change your target would just mean it would not have disadvantage anymore.
So if it targets me and I force it to target the mount, would it apply the mark?
It would not apply the mark.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah,
I just wanted to set that precedence. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
He is
All
mad at you for cutting him, not mad
Okay.
at Yeah.
sweet. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't some janky thing that could
Nope.
potentially cause confusion. So okay,
Nope,
cool.
nope.
Now we got that
All
out
right.
of the way. That is my turn. Next person.
Alleyway.
Well done.
You are prone next to a now blind mammoth with freaking out commoners next to you who are just kind of like huddling in place.
Great. Ellywake is gonna take a bit of a gonna do something. She's not sorry, I'm trying to get my character sheet up. There it is. I am going to cast Flesh to Stone because this is within. Oh yeah, this is within. I'm going to cast Flesh to Stone on this mammoth who is blind.
Okay.
So, I believe you have to make a Constitution.
Yeah, it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Mammoth.
Mammoth.
And what's your spell DC?
My spell DC is going to be 16. Hopefully it's Constitution.
Today is not my day for saves because it fails, and you see even its
boy.
fur start. It takes 3 turns or 2 turns for it to turn fully to stone. It needs to fail on each of the. Oh, it needs to fail 3 times. You see it starting to slow down, and it like. The fur on it even is starting to turn this like dark shade of gray as it slowly starts climbing up the body of the beast. And someone put a snail on him there. Cool.
Yeah, and it's
Anything else?
petrified for the duration. So, yeah. So you can't move. You are
Well, it'll
blind.
be 3 turns, right? If it successfully.
You're
Oh no,
never
wait.
getting
On a
anything.
failed
And if
save,
it
it
saves
is
against
restrained.
this,
It isn't
three
affected.
ti-
Yeah. Must make another Constitution throw at the end of each of its turn.
It's and
Right.
subjected to. Okay,
Yeah,
so if it fails,
it fails
saves
3
times.
before it makes
Gotcha.
3, it becomes petrified. Yeah.
I
But you
gotcha.
have slowed it down. It is now restrained. It will have disadvantage on attacks.
That's why I was
which
thinking. I was
yeah.
thinking about the restrained. All right. Just
I also
making sure.
assume you got up.
Yes, I am
Okay.
up, and I am also probably going to use my tiny movement to, as I'm casting this, you just back up a little bit. I don't need to be.
Okay.
So what is it? 10. I'll be like right here.
Okay. The hill giant is going to make an attack of opportunity with disadvantage against you.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Whoop. It rolled a 15. What is your your?
Oh, 20. I'm good.
Oh yeah, you're fine. As it
Dang.
sails over
I
your
got
head.
that dragon scale armor. Yo.
Sadly, the mouth of Garlantor is now dead. I'm gonna remove that from the thing. Maddie.
All right. Maddie's gonna move over here. Might be on the map finally. There we go.
Hello.
And then make sure that's the right distance. I'm pretty sure. Yep. All right. Before she pulls one of her arrows back. Before she does, she utters a spell in Elven, and if anyone were to see, her eyes kind of become reflective for a few minutes. So that's going to be Hunter's Mark on the mammoth.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take this sharpshooter shot at this creature.
Okay.
And I have.
So if I
advantage.
understand,
Mhm.
Colin, that would remove your mark, right?
Because it specifically says if someone else marks the creature.
Oh,
Okay.
someone else marks creature? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so-
doesn't specify unwavering mark, but if you want to do that, I'm totally cool. That is, I put unwavering mark specifically on the mammoth, the flesh giant, and the hill giant. So if they attacked Eliwick,
Okay.
they would get disadvantage, and my next turn I can poke them
Yeah.
for free.
Thank
So,
you.
I might just put it on it, just so.
yeah, go
Yeah.
for it.
I think
I'm cool
Yeah.
with it.
All right, cool.
So
All
you
right.
know, yep,
First
you were
shot.
there.
First shot advantage because it has.
Advantage, yep. Means sneak attack, and you're shooting
Sneak
at the
attack.
mammoth, right?
I'm shooting at the mammoth.
Cool.
18.
That's a hit.
Okay. Okay. And then, so that's
38.
38 for that, and then with Hunter's Mark and Colossus Slayer, that's an extra 11.
49. Jesus.
Yep.
Maddie,
You
you're
just-
such a badass.
Just from
Right?
across the thing.
It's like,
Oh.
Colin, this arrow flits by your ear as as it sinks into the eye of this mammoth, and you see it starting to reel even as it turns to stone. This mammoth is fucked up, and you've got one more attack.
Yep, and here comes the second attack. All right, that's just the regular one.
Yeah, that'll hit.
30
Yeah.
and 15.
What happens when you kill this man?
Yep, just same thing, just kind of one in the eye and the second one like further off in the socket, and you just see it just kind of like keel over into the river.
Okay. The as it keels over into the river, the hill giant hops off and is now on the ground as it has made its.
The small dwarf pops out of the hole. That still only counts as one.
As the hill giant is able to successfully dismount.
Okay, and that'll
right where he is.
be my turn. I think I'm
Nice. All right, we got two hill giants. The one in the back, who has plenty of ammunition to check a couple of people, is going to chuck. Right now, were you going to make a stealth check at the end?
No. That was
No
my
stealth
bonus
check.
action, was the hunter's mark.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Okay. So you are not stealth. He's going to chuck a person at you.
All right, I have,
Seeing you take down his boss's mammoth.
and it's disadvantage.
It's disadvantage to chuck at you.
Mhm.
Why?
Because I have the cloak of displacement.
Oh, you have the cloak of displacement. That is correct.
And
Uh,
is she in cover? Because she's behind.
The
She's in-
trees don't count as cover. They haven't counted as cover for y'all either.
Okay, just double
because
checking.
it's like tree trunk and then tree. right?
Okay, that
Okay.
hits, I think. Yep,
So the 17 will hit you.
17 hits.
All right. So you see them pick up this hill giant
Ooh.
pick up a person by both legs, rip it around, and just like overhand it at you. And you try to get out of the way, but it's just like this inevitable slow motion as you get hit by this now deceased person who has taken
Oh,
24
oof.
damage from
The person's super dead, right?
slamming directly into
Oh.
you. Yeah. Poor person.
Oh, poor person. Thank you for the temporary hit points.
Yeah. And then go ahead.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I was
that's
just singing that I'm useful. I was just being stupid.
I did something.
1 second.
I mean, did you see what that flaming sword did to that?
Right?
Yeah.
Mouth?
And then the other hill giant, he's going to check another person at Lawrence, I think, for funsies. And
The Lawrence theme song.
does I don't know, does an 18 hit Lawrence? No, it does not. As this poor person goes flying past you and thuds into this log over here.
Oh, drat. I have a reaction if something misses me, but I have to be able to hit.
Kind of get back at it. Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I'm good.
And then the other hill giant is going to take one swing at disadvantage at the zombie and one swing at disadvantage at Eliwick, because that is the way he's currently facing, and so doesn't actually see Colin right now. Because of the way I envision him having fallen off, he had to go.
Sorry.
So first one at disadvantage at Eliwick. Well, I know a 19 will hit. No, you're 20. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 20.
Never
I'm good.
mind. And then second one at at disadvantage at will a 14 hit the zombie?
Oh.
Yep,
4. Okay.
that'll do it.
For 16 bludgeoning.
It's still alive.
It's still alive. And now, Colin, I know you get an attack, right?
At the
Or is it because they have disadvantage for attacking anyone who's not you? Is that correct?
yeah, if the marked creature deals damage to anyone else, you can make a special melee attack against it on your next turn as a bonus action.
And it
So-
is no longer blind. There we go.
Yeah, so basically once it hits one of them, it's marked, so like I get a bonus action to attack that with advantage and +5 to the damage.
Cool. Okay. Lawrence, it's your go.
Okay. Lawrence is going to have to skirt around the body of the skinny, creepy giant.
You can move at half speed over it.
Oh, that'll work. All right, I'm just gonna rush at the big,
Nice.
big, huge guy, and take a poke. 26.
That is a very pokey hit, indeed.
And the pokey hit.
20 points of damage.
And then I will, I'll poke again, because that worked.
It did quite well. Please.
Ooh.
I'll do that
Another
again.
22. Nice. Just as you slash up at this thing twice, and then there's this smell of cooking meat as these two, low on his gut, slashes open up and are immediately cauterized.
And then, as a bonus action, going to look over at Colin. Oi! You may be a bit of a git, but you're very good in a fight. So keep it up.
What did you say, old man? I couldn't hear you from all the usefulness I am.
Do you want the inspiration die? Because I can give it to someone else. Yeah, so that was...
I feel inspired. I feel inspired that I'm doing but more work. I'm doing more work. I am carrying this team.
Oh my god! All right, all right. That's enough of that.
Colin is that toxic League of Legends player who's like, I'm carrying this team.
Inspire the Griffin. Just inspire the Griffin.
Yeah, just to keep inspiring.
And the Griffin kind of turns back and gives you.
Yeah, no, I reckon that.
Wait, 4 thumbs.
You may be a bit of a git, but your Griffin's very pretty. No.
Yes. See, this is Ellie Wick's point of view.
All
That
right.
was it. That was a bonus action. I'm done.
So now it is the Rolf sequence of Zombie Rolf Zombie.
The best. So I'm gonna have the zombie come over here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna attack this giant with the giant axe. He's blind, right? I don't get advantage.
It is no longer blind.
No longer blind. That's right.
It shook the blind. Yeah.
What a unfortunate thing. Plus 16.
Plus 16 to hit.
No. 16 in total.
Oh yeah, that totally hits.
Okay, great.
Thank you for the raid on Made Gaming. We heart you.
Yo. All right. And with that giant Slayer axe, it is going to. Okay. Then
9 points
9
of damage and a DC 15 strength save. Copy that.
make sure that's correct.
I believe he's fine. Yeah.
You son of a bitch!
You dummy.
All right, and then Rolf.
And then Rolf. Gosh.
You won't speak giant. I can just talk to you in a gruff giant voice.
Oh,
don't have to
that's
make
right.
noises.
Yeah, a lot of us
Yeah.
do speak
Nice.
giant.
Yeah, I do. I managed to use giant.
I'm just gonna do Sacred Flame.
Your flame is sacred.
Wait a second.
What?
So Flabby, this guy hasn't taken any damage, right?
Has not taken any damage. Just sitting back there doing his thing.
Sacred Flame. Oh wait, he has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yes, the hill giant has to make a dexterity saving throw. I would be nope. Yeah. Good at some things. Dex is not one of those things.
So yes, 10 damage, and next attack is advantage.
Yeah, right.
And now I will
And meow.
end my turn.
Okay, and then.
Oh wait, no,
zombie
this
number-
this other zombie is gonna make an attack.
Yes.
17.
Yeah, that'll hit 100%. 100%.
Mace.
For
6
6
damage.
Okay.
Wacko.
Wacko!
And then Rolf dances in the bushes.
The mammoth is sadly dead, but it is the flab giant's go. I am interested in what the flab giant's going to do. I know what the flab giant's going to do. The flab giant.
Flabby?
He'd
The
be
Numenor.
flabby. The flab giant is going to make 2 attacks at disadvantage right now because he hasn't shaken his thing, but will take 2 attacks against 2 slam attacks against Colin.
2 slam attacks.
Mhm.
Okay.
So 18. Sorry. Okay, so the first one misses. Second one 18, and then 15. 15 misses. So that's not gonna work. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because I still have temporary.
Yeah, you're
ace.
at +2 AC, and
Yeah.
he's a
Oh, I
disadvantage.
forgot about the temporary
and
hit points.
you're like 21 AC. Yeah. It's very sad for me that my dudes cannot currently hit you. But it is your go.
Is Flabby McGee still blinded?
Oh, I need to make. Thank you for reminding me. I need to make his con save. Flabby McGee is no longer blinded.
Oh no, Flabmeister McGooger is still okay. Colin is going to take his attack action. He's going to attack Flabby McGee twice and Hill Giant once with his attack actions.
All right.
So, does a 17 hit Flabby McGee?
Actually, I don't know. Yes, it does. Yep.
Okay, that's going to be 7 damage. 17 to Flabby McGee, 13 damage. 29 to Hilbert for 7. Then he's going to take a move action.
Yeah.
And he's going to kind of fly around and end up right here.
Yeah, so you will take an attack of opportunity from the Flab Giant?
Oh yeah, because does he have reach? Because he's not huge.
Reach. Yep.
Okay,
I'm looking at his thing here. Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take the 26. Okay, so it keeps me from moving.
No, it doesn't keep you from moving, but what might keep you from moving? Take 11 bludgeoning. I need you to make a DC 17 athletics check.
Okay, I'm going to send the Slammer-Rooney. I'm going to send that to Naya, so he's going to take the 11 damage.
Okay, and then he will also need to make me a DC 11 athletics check.
Okay, so athletics.
There you go.
19.
You
Okay.
see him come up to like grab at both of you. You kind of get up and get Nias in the way. Nias gives you this stink eye for just a second and then dodges. Because he's like, I don't want to get hit. And then both of you are able to successfully dodge and fly out of the way after 11 points of damage to Nias.
I look at Nice. I'm like, look, I knew you were going to dodge it. Come on. You are vastly, you are vastly more agile and nimble than I. You are part cat. You are literally part feline.
Fair.
And avian.
Fair. Yeah.
You'd have more fun with me, I'm just saying.
Ellie. Was there anything else you had?
Yes. So the one thing that I'm going to do is going to take my bonus action. Hold on, let me get that right there. Bonus action because he attacked somebody that wasn't me. Bonus action with my halberd to attack him. 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to be 16 points of damage because it's +5.
All right. That hits.
Okay. And then I'm going to mark him again because that was my last mark.
Been marked. Yeah.
So. And that is me.
All right. Ellie.
All right. I want to continue this flesh to stone. So if you would make another Constitution saving throw for the mammoth.
The mammoth is now an ex-mammoth.
Oh shit! Never mind. I lied. So when it dies, it doesn't do anything. That's fine. The creature is physically broken while petrified. No. Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay, never mind. Is Maddie? Can I from where I'm at? Can I see you? Or are you hidden?
No, I'm not hidden.
Yeah, Maddie did not stealth. You have a mostly clear line of sight to Maddie.
How bad are you looking right now? Are you looking like you need some heals? You're good? Everybody's good? Are we good with... Cool beans. I'm okay with this. Let's see. How far away is... Because that would still be 5 feet. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. how to do this without getting any civilians caught.
Oh, so we know it's an AoE spell. Center it over the corpse of the mammoth. How big is the AoE?
It's. I'm thinking about.
Is it a fireball?
No.
Okay. Is it a fireball?
I'm thinking of the call lightning.
Call lightning? Okay, so is that any point?
5 feet. 1 point at any creature within 5 feet.
Yeah, you're fine. You can put it here, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there.
Okay, we're gonna do how.
Because call lightning is a 60-foot, and then lightning can strike anywhere within 5 feet of something and hit it, right?
Okay.
Isn't that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of just making a magical lightning rod for a location.
Yeah.
So.
Also, did somebody move or did I move myself?
You moved yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, this is a new laptop. I'm also
yeah,
getting.
I'll put you back where you were. There you are.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You cannot be there.
Not in the stomach, no.
Yeah, no.
Not in the stomach.
Sorry.
Right. So you're calling
Get
lightning.
in my belly.
Probably to the. Nah. It's got 60, but I think that's more than 60.
No. It creates a cloud 60 feet.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
right.
Lord.
And call lightning allows you to bring shit down within that cloud wherever you want. So as long as you center it literally anywhere on the map near combat, you'll be able to be like, I hit that guy. I hit that guy. I hit that guy.
I totally know about all my spells. This is not the first time I've ever played a druid. I
clearly not.
am the master at all of this. We're gonna call lightning at level 3.
There you go. It's DC and it's going to be against this squatter gentleman here.
Which one is looking more worn down?
This guy.
This guy's looking the most worn down. Okay, so I don't have to worry about him. Let's do the squatter guy. Yeah, he's within range.
All right. So it's going to be a DC 16 dexterity saving throw for this giant. They are not good at the dex.
That's okay.
You have to be very impressive on his. He takes 16 points of damage as a crack of lightning comes down from the sky. And as that crack happens for a moment, Eliwick, Rolf, and Colin, and Lawrence, you all hear this from behind you. And a volley of arrows lands without hitting any of the commoners, slamming into the hill giant in front of you, taking it down, and doing damage to the flabbier one behind. And Madeline, you see arrows flying out of the woods from the other side of the road from you. Fly into this guy, take him down. Fly into this guy, hurt him. What do you do?
I'm gonna just. Can I just see look into the forest in that direction?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
Okay. See what we're dealing with.
Okay, yeah, so what you see over there is a group of 7 archers, dressed in rags, all kind of hidden behind this bush, who have taken up, essentially, position to do some damage, and have done some damage. All human.
Is the lightning striking?
The lightning struck here, yeah.
I'm going to roll an animal handling check to see if Colin falls.
Okay.
Because,
I mean, he's combat trained and he's been around battle magic. I'm not going to force that on you.
I'm going to take it because Colin is deathly afraid of lightning.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I love that Colin has a... Oh, Colin is deathly afraid of lightning.
Colin is deathly afraid of lightning.
I love that.
Oh, yes.
All right, let's do it. Make an animal handling check.
And then I'll be at the... Oh, okay, so I fail. I get advantage because of Born in the Saddle, so...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So...
I don't know, it's your psychology we're talking about? Yeah. What do you think?
So I feel like he'll fall.
Okay.
He'll fall. And he takes no fall damage because he has a ring of Featherfall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Nias is his own entity, and Colin is on the ground. You just hear like a wow when he sees the lightning, and he just kind of lets go of his reins, and he just falls right from his griffin.
I'm right next
taking note
to
of him.
you.
Yeah. And Lawrence is right there as well.
Whoa, you okay? What?
You're right next to me.
Yeah.
You can look and you can see that half of his face is very, very burnt, and the detail is that of lightning marks, as though
Gotcha.
he is somebody who has been struck by lightning or electrocuted.
Oh, interesting. Eliwick also she has like a history of working with people who are like have trauma from battles and wars and stuff. So she's like, note taken.
And that's about all you can say during combat, Maddie.
Hmm?
Maddie's just gonna dash over here.
Okay.
And say, friendly archers in the forest. 6 or 7 humans. And then she's just gonna take a. Does this one? Is there still advantage on this hill giant up here for the first shot?
There is. Nobody has actually attacked that giant yet. You will have advantage to shoot.
All right, I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna take a longbow with the sharpshooter at it with advantage. All right. Ooh, okay, thank God. Okay,
That hits.
20.
Yeah.
And then plus the Colossus Slayer. Okay, 1. So that is
20.
38.
Yeah, minus. This is the first damage he's taken.
Oh, sorry,
so-
that was. I thought. Wait. Oh,
Yes.
never mind. I thought he was hit by the arrows.
Let
right?
me check. Let me check base HP on a hill giant. If it's 105, no, he has not taken one yet. Yeah.
Okay, so minus the
Yeah.
1 or whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
All right. And
Cool.
then I'll take the second shot. Same.
And
thing.
that'll get the Colossus Slayer.
Yep. All right. So regular longbow. Longbow. 1.
31 to hit. Nicely done.
11.
11?
plus the-
Okay.
All right. We'll just say the 1.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
All right, cool.
Done.
That is
Awesome.
and then I'll hide.
Okay.
Oh no, I dashed. Sorry.
Yeah, it would be your Lawrence, you can go before the hill giant.
Oh, okay.
You're both 13, and normally I let players go before NPCs. I just had him backwards.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, Lawrence is now between 2 fallen giants. So
Between 2 giants.
I'm gonna scoot up as much as I can.
Who are you moving towards?
I want to go to the bridge. I want to go against.
You can move people out of the way.
Oh,
It'll be
good. There's
5,
so much
10,
going on
15.
this map.
Yeah, because you can. Essentially, what you can do is scoot them out of the way. It'll take your whole movement to get here, but you can get to. Ooh, sorry. You can get to here,
Okay.
which will get you right in front of the big old flap giant.
Excellent. That is what I would like to do. So
Excellent.
yes, maneuvering my way through all of these giant, flabby and gross corpses, I get up to the other weird, flabby giant thing. Huzzah! Stab.
You are small, I will eat you.
And stab. 14
Hits just.
with that much damage.
11.
And stab again.
Wow. There you go.
For 18.
Nice. He's starting to look pretty rough. He's got all these arrows coming out of his chest, and now he's got these 2 big cuts. And you can almost get up to his head on this guy. So you're cutting up on his chest, and
I'm not happy with this.
and then Hill Giant will be chucking people like Hill Giant do.
Ooh.
1 will be chucked at Lawrence because Lawrence is getting close, and that's scary. Chucking people. I know a 12 will not hit, and the other one will be chucked at next closest, because let's just call it combat psychology. That zombie right there.
Rude.
For a crit!
Oh boy.
This is the one that has like 2 hit points.
Rest in peace. Again.
Ripskis.
Never.
Yeah, for 33 points of damage.
I do want to say, since something... Oh no, it didn't hit me with melee, never mind. It hit me with ranged.
Yeah, he was checking people.
Just kidding.
He's a people checker.
Can't do my reaction.
Which one died?
This one.
Okay. Is that the top one? Okay, so we skip him and go straight to Rolf.
Hi, it's me. I don't like using mighty spells anymore. So instead, I'm going to... You know what? Sacred Flame. Just Sacred Flame on the flabby boy.
Do it?
Well, you need to do it.
Oh, I need to do it. That's right.
Yeah.
Do it. Dex saving throw.
Give me that saving throw.
14, that's a fail. For 14 points of damage? How does he go down?
Oh my.
I never got to sit on anyone with the Flab Giant!
Oh.
The bulky exterior of this giant is flayed by unseen nails. Just raked until it is hanging strips of meaty fat.
Okay.
And Rolf is just sort of still in the bushes, just holding his holy symbol up and just waving it.
Lawrence, as you are engaged with this oddly squat and extra rotund giant, you see just rip after rip after rip after rip in its chest as it just blossoms with blood and ichor. Some of it gets on you as it goes, no, and it falls to the ground. Deed.
When he said a series of nails, for a second, I thought he said a series of males, and I was just imagining a bunch of like well-oiled, just like muscular men.
You know me too well, Abby. You know me too well.
Just saying.
Luthik is that kind of guy to send.
I mean, she's the goddess of.
She's the matron of the well-oiled chest orcs.
Yes.
Rolf, it is your other zombies, the living zombies, go.
He would like to stumble. Oh my gosh. He's gonna throw the giant's axe at this guy.
Okay, do it.
It's -1. 18.
It's gonna hit every day of the week, yeah.
All right. And I assume I don't think, does he still have to make a saving throw even though it's a thrown?
I wouldn't see why not. Yeah.
All right, so give me a DC 15 strength check, and I'll get the damage rolling.
He makes it.
Okay.
18
takes 18.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
and then it's.
I have been doing this wrong. Oh wait. No, I have been doing this correctly. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. And then Colin, it is your go. Now dismounted.
Colin. So is Big Boy over there? Is he knocked prone?
No, he saved.
Okay, so falling from my mount would have me prone, so it's going to take...
No, you used Featherfall, and because you have your cavalry feet, you do not become prone when falling from your mount.
Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, so Colin is going to take his movement action and try to remount the griffin. So what would it be an action to call the griffin down?
It is because of your feet, it is a bonus action for you to mount the griffin, and we can safely assume that the griffin, because of its combat psychology, would have moved to protect you, and therefore being a square adjacent to you, right? And you would use your bonus action to mount, and then could take your move and attack.
Okay, so movement at 80 feet on
you'll be right up in his
Nice.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be right up on him. I think, let's see, I'm going to charge him, but I'm not going
Do
to
it.
action. So
You don't have your bonus action to... Oh, yeah, but you can still charge because it just requires...
oh,
movement 10 feet.
no, I don't, because it's a bonus action to make the attack. You're right, so I couldn't.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm just going to fly over there and make an attack action.
Fuck it.
So
He looks pretty fucked up at this point, so...
yeah, so attack action with the Halbro 14.
Just hits.
Okay.
Hell, bro.
The hell, bro.
20 hits.
20 is 11 and 25 is a 7. Let me check something on Polearm Master. I think that's a bonus.
You can use your bonus action to use the...
Yeah, I already used it.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure whether it was a bonus action.
Either way, tell me how he goes down.
So Colin mounts Nice, takes off, and he kind of, it's 45 feet away. He takes a long arc around the giant storm cloud that is dropping lightning specifically to get away from it.
Yeah.
And he uses all 80 movement to go around and come back over to the giant, which he makes one strike to the skull. And as it is dazed, he jumps from Nias and then make another attack into the artery right here. And then the third attack is going to be in the skull again, where he twists it and tries to control the fall. And kind of like Lord of the Rings with the troll.
Yeah.
He's going to try to use the halberd to kind of control the momentum to keep it away from any potential civilians.
Love it. As you do, get it in there, and you're able to kind of bring him down through sheer force as there's and he falls in. There are no...
Maybe I give him like a little swirly in the river, and that's how he bleeds out and drowns.
Those are big bubbles.
We are out of combat.
Rolf stops waving his holy symbol of Luthic. Just peeks out.
I just love how the image of Rolf just not actually going into combat, just in the corner like...
I've been in this bush this entire time.
Hey guys.
Is everything done? Is it safe to come out?
Yes, it's safe.
All right, I come out and Throck, Rolf will begin administering Spare the Dying.
I was about to say, Eliwick's gonna go around to the different villagers and see who needs their wounds taken care of. Anybody who's majorly injured.
If any of them are not
most of them
able to be...
who are most of the civilians who are dead have taken something close to quadruple their total hit points, and so have passed beyond 0 hit points into the land of the dead.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They are like in Divinity Original Sin 2 when you overkill something and they just splatter into nothing.
There's a little bit of that happening. Yeah, it is a grotesque scene that confronts you now with these dashed humans, all human. This whole entire group was human, it turns out. And these 4 or 5 dead beasts just hacked to pieces by you and the strange group of people walking out of the forest behind you.
I'm good. I'm with them.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stow my my bow away and just kind of approach them.
One of them is kind of at the lead. He's mostly balding, He's got kind of this big ruddy face with these huge mutton chops and just like 4 or 5 wisps of hair across the top of his head. He's wearing what probably used to be a very fancy tunic, but is now just stained and ripped and torn and threadbare. And the same goes with the pants, which have these nice stripes on them, or would have been nice, like thick sort of like those German style like pantalones sort of striped pants, except they're now like almost all the way up to his knee and shredded and just almost one color from the mud, and he's just walking up. Excuse me.
No.
You all right?
Lee, hi. Yeah. Looked like you guys had a bit of a problem here.
No.
No.
Help is much appreciated.
No, glad to be of service. I'm Pippin. Nice to meet you.
Malin Arkenwald, a pleasure to meet you.
You all look kind of fancy.
Yes. What are you doing around here?
Those are our people they took.
They're over here. I'll lead him over. It's like dreadful beasts. Use them as ammunition.
Excuse me, sorry.
Can I
Wrong with you?
yeah, can I make a see if there's anything wrong with him? Just
Yeah, go ahead.
There's gonna be
Okay.
something wrong with him.
I have medicine.
There's something wrong with him.
I just
It's allergies. I have the worst allergies to you. Spring is just the worst.
okay.
It's just awful. Yeah.
I see.
see his allergies. Okay. All right. Let's see the group. This Pippin here. He says that these are his people that the giants took. Here are the one. These are the ones that shot the arrows that killed the one.
Yeah.
Well met.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Pippin, what's your name?
Sir Andrew Lawrence Wells.
Pleasure to meet you, Sir Andrew Lawrence Wells. What are you all doing here?
We're killing giants. Can't you see?
Look awfully fancy for refugees.
No.
Because we know what we're doing.
He looks very oddly at the orc.
You know you have an orc with you, right?
Yes.
Strategy.
Word. Strategy. Yeah.
Can I whisper? Are in the people that were with the giants, and I'll just kind of whisper to them. It's like, do you know this man?
Oh yeah, it's Pippin. He's our boss. He keeps us safe.
Keep you safe.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Is this the entire contingent of the resistance to these giants?
Well, no, we've got a little bit of a village about 4 miles from here. Pretty well hidden.
I see.
They were
Colin.
out foraging and the giants came and raided, and they don't normally take slaves these days.
Should we take them back?
They're not taking
I look at the
slaves.
party. Should we
Colin
take them back?
approaches Pippin.
Uh,
Does he wear any significant insignia on his uniform?
If he ever wore significant insignia, it would have fallen off years ago.
So he kind of like looks him up and down, and he says, "What company are you with?"
I was with the Fourth Light out of Pregmere up there. Back when this all went down.
And how did they take your subordinates?
My support? What do you mean? How did they take? We fought in a fucking battle. And we lost.
They died.
And then we
Yeah.
ran. And now we live in the forest and do the best we can. What do you mean, what happened to my subordinate?
You obviously don't really care for your people if you let them get captured so easily.
Who the fuck do you think you are? We were obviously coming to rescue them. You flew into our territory. And now you insult me? With your fancy fucking wings on your back, mister, I'm just fresh here into the shit.
Oh, what a misunderstanding. Colin has just fallen off his mount. It's fine.
You can't even stay on it? Yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
He's like that with everybody. Don't take it personally. He yelled at us.
He
when
hit
we
his
came.
head. It is. We.
You're right. I
you
must
gonna
have
take
hit
that-
my head.
Colin,
I'm so sorry.
I think you have anything at all over in that bush you needed to go investigate.
Colin, I need you to come help me with these
Yes.
injured. Please help. I need somebody to help staunch the blood.
Yes, please help Miss Elliewick.
All right. He walks over and he grabs this this wounded person to staunch the blood, and he just squeezes very tightly. He's not medically trained, so when they say staunch the blood, he's going full combat. Like I gotta just jam it in there.
Okay, lighter. There's no need to rush. It's all okay. And I'll just very
And Lawrence turns back to the group.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get your men all healed up as best as we can, and I think that you should go back to your village and try to, defend as well as possible.
How about we accompany them back? We could always help them with their infrastructure. I just kind of give Lawrence a look. Like, I want to see what their village looks like.
Lady Arkenwald.
We have money too.
You all come back to the village either way. It would be very helpful to have an escort. There's been
Yes.
more patrols recently. They've gotten a bit more, I don't know, more organized even than they were before.
Well, there's a reason for that, you understand. There's going to be a feast.
A feast.
Yes, that's why they're not taking slaves. They're taking food.
That makes sense. I guess that happened once before. It's about 2 years back now. They came
Lawrence
by and raided
looks
some of the. Oh, go
sort
ahead.
of over at Rolf, just kind of with a, what do you think? Inquisitive glance.
Yeah, I need to. Same thing. Just kind of like, let's do it.
Listen, it's going to be dangerous around. Oh gosh, are we on the map? Yes, we're on the map.
Yep.
Around Prigmere Keep and towns around it. You should consider moving your camp, your town, whatever it is.
We got wounded.
For now,
We got wounded, and we got children. Can't move right now.
All right, then perhaps we can accompany you, give you a bit of healing, ask everyone about the movements that they've seen, get a little bit of intel, and then be on our way.
Lori.
Lawrence absolutely has like a nice handkerchief that he's covering his face.
I am going to actually turn around and say, I'm sorry, sir. You can use, let's see, there's apple cider vinegar. You can have a spoonful of that every night. It will help with the.
Are you a gnome?
Yes.
You understand? We don't have any orchards. We don't have any crops.
I didn't know if you had any kind of healing supplies, or I heard that honey helps as well. I don't know what supplies you do have or don't have.
Let me run back to my apiarist and see if I could get some fresh honey. Please hold. You understand? You are obviously not from here. Why are you here? You're taking the fight to the giants, but you're all very well kitted up, and we just kind of ran into you here.
well, I intend to free the orcs from their servitude. Luthic demands it.
What?
Yes, we are here to liberate the kingdom of Geoff from the giants.
Just the
Don't you
6
worry.
of you.
We come from Preston.
And that guy's
We're a-
flying beastie.
We're
Listen,
very
this
well
is a
trained, don't you fret.
This is a coordinated effort led by Captain General Lydia Halfhand, as well as Grand Marshal Helen Subdotier, or whatever their name is, because
From
they
the
have
Knights of the Watch. Oh.
Make a
We're meant
persuasion check real quick.
Okay.
It's like I'm
You
just
have used a
here to heal
keyword,
people.
and
I
so
don't-
yeah.
I have 0.
Good job. Well, you're also an orc,
It's all good.
so
17.
How about a 27?
I can intimidate. I'm menacing.
Miss Arkenstone, yes? Is that what you said your name was?
or you may have just said you may have not given a name yet. I don't remember.
Arkenwald.
Yeah.
The Arkenstone.
Arkenwald.
The Arkenstone. Yes. He seems to be taking more, like less of a. Go ahead and make one as well, Maddie, because all
Okay.
three of you have been talking to him. I'm
Okay.
interested in just kind of getting his general gauge of the three of you.
I'm gonna get a gauge of him.
Which one? Persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
Right, underperformance.
There you go. All
You
right.
got it.
So
Got
he
it.
looks actually at Maddie and Sir Lawrence. He looks at the two of you. He's much more approvingly at this point. He goes, "Oh,
Your orc speaks pretty, but I'm not super comfortable with liberating orcs, you know, but if
They're more
you
useful
are
than
here-
you.
If we're gonna retake Geoff, we're gonna need
I'm gonna stab
anybody
you
and
in
everybody.
the face, boy.
I trust him. He's fought twice and he's fought valiantly. I would put my life in his hands.
No,
We have a
Becomes a
plan.
I don't
I'm
care
here to
about
work
the orc
with it.
anymore. I care about the insulting little twat on the bird horse.
Oh, you know cavalry. Air cavalry think they're better than everybody. Did the same
It's 'cause
thing when
we
he landed.
are.
I
Fast
immediately
to the rest of us.
start like poking his hand with what I have, just like don't shut your fucking mouth.
See how he's like.
I look over at Ellie and he Colin's like genuinely confused. What? I'm just saying the truth. He's a shite commander, and he led his
Shut your
it's
fucking
captured.
shut your fucking.
He's like this all the time. Just
All
act
right,
like
Well,
he
explain
says
it.
nonsense.
Yeah.
You'll get off better, and we'll have more sanity in the end.
Okay, I'll just.
He fights
So we-
really well, so we keep him around,
Yes.
you know.
Okay, well, I understand the type, and no brains all brawn. I understand. They can't all be. Yeah. All right. So
I'm grasping
you are
Colin's
here.
forearm.
As part of
like,
some sort
He's
of
just giving me
mission.
a good name here as an orc.
yeah, you're great. You're
I love
great.
this.
Yeah.
I love this.
Okay. So why don't if you want to accompany us back, I think that's fine. That one with the wings on his back, he can't sleep inside the encampment though. People will stab him in his sleep.
Oh, it's all right. I
Well, that's
can I
fine.
can magically generate a weird hut. It's fine.
Okay, that sounds okay. That'll work. Yeah.
He may need a little bit of a timeout, anyways.
I think he's just fine.
Colin looks over
You may have the
at
hut
Rolf,
with you.
and he points at him, kind of like my dude.
And he's ready to get moving as soon as you guys are.
Okay. Yes.
I'm ready
Yes.
too.
I'm ready.
Filbert.
I would
You-
like to
Rolf?
take all of the loot.
Oh yeah, let's loot. Weirdly, there's a note. This person one of them has orders on them. Who would have
Nutty.
thought? It's as if they are an ordered sort of fighting force.
How big is a giant note? Is it like written on a
like-
big piece of
like-
butcher paper?
Yeah. Ooh, 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 I did the thing. Okay, so there were 4 giants, right? First giant has a carved wooden statue of a halfling and a moldy and stinky wheel of cheese. Second giant had
Oh my
Uh,
god.
a haunch of meat and a 5-foot length of chain. Third giant had a riding saddle and a painted rocking horse.
Huh.
Fourth giant had, I love this fucking table.
Oh
There's a live
God, this is-
pig and a cask of ale, half empty.
Oh.
A lime?
A little live pig, yeah.
like
Little
in a-
bacon scene.
A live pig?
It's like
Yeah.
in like a
I will take the pig. Ellie will take the pig.
Yes,
Okay.
perfect. We'll give it to the villagers, and they can
Yes.
slaughter it for food.
And a half cask, a
But I'm
half empty
hungry.
cask of ale.
I want
Along
the
with-
pig.
We have rations. They can have the pig.
Just talk to pig.
Eliwick.
Along with that much monies. 45
Okay.
gold, 220 silver, 780
All right,
copper.
great.
Oh,
And
that's so
I-
tasty.
Am
They carry
making
a lot of copper.
Wow.
and Lawrence throws the money at Filbert, and
What?
Britt writes it down.
Yes, sir. Glad to take it, sir. Poof.
I think Colin's going to take the chain,
Okay.
Okay.
and he's going to wrap it around him, kind of like, or like sash wise, kind of Ghost Rider like kind of deal.
How big is the painted rocking horse?
It is
Is it like a
large
little
enough for... It's a little kid's painted wrap, indeed.
Oh.
I would like the haunch of meat, and I would like to start eating it.
Okay, you may start eating it. Make a constitution save.
Okay.
Wait,
You
you're
know
gonna
how
start
long it's
eating the
been
what?
I'm a hungry
Oh,
boy.
The moldy cheese.
It
Okay.
seems fine. Yeah, it seems okay. Sir Bacon, the end. I like that better. It's
Oh,
fine.
no.
Yeah.
Filbert, take this painted rocking horse. They probably stole it from one of the village children. We'll
Right.
take it back to them.
Should I just carry it?
Yes, Filbert.
All right, I'll try and lash it to the horse or something. Excuse.
Very good, very good.
Colin then takes the chain and hands it to Filbert.
What? Yeah, I don't work for you, and you're mean. I don't have to take anything.
Yes, Filbert.
Filbert.
Yes.
Colin just shoves the chain into Filbert's chest and says, "Use that to tie up the
You know
loot."
A horse, right? And so 5 feet's not going to make it anywhere. Anyways, I know you're used to Griffith. I don't. Okay, fine. I will use the chain to do nothing. Boink. He picks it up and then drops it, and then gets on the horse.
Of the sassiest squire!
You have done well.
You were
Sir
very mean to the squire's knight. And so the squire is not a fan.
That is fine.
This is rough.
No.
I'm playing into my terrible, terrible charisma roll. Because it's like he's either very shy or he's just very, very not.
Like,
social.
Yeah.
I just
You
want
know.
to stress,
lost my fake handkerchief. There it is.
like, I just want to stress how Rolf is smiling every time Colin says something.
I
All
feel
right.
like Eliwick is also getting the thing that he's not like purposefully being like a shit person. He just literally has no idea that
A
like
social
I know,
interaction.
he's
actually-
so shitty.
You just can't be the first person like other people talk to when they talk to the group.
Exactly.
No. All right. So you all head out together on horseback, on griffinback, and on foot. You make your way south.
I'm
about-
literally carrying this pig.
Yeah.
Or can you ride the pig? Or is it? I guess
It
so,
is.
right?
It is a. You could maybe. It would be weird.
I am a
pigs
gnome.
are-
I forgot that I'm a gnome.
Gnomes
Yeah.
are small. They're technically size small. Is it the same size?
I don't know. I've never had to think about having anyone use a pig as a mount before.
I think she would be able to ride it if it was either size small or bigger.
Narratively, I want you to be able to ride it as a mount. If
Yeah.
you want to.
And
If
there's a
you
riding
want to be
saddle.
able to.
You gotta.
Yes, and there is a riding
Oh.
saddle.
I am literally talking to this pig, snorting to
ma'am.
this pig as I am like riding. I will go back.
Good. Yes, keep it safe so that we can give it to the villagers.
Don't let him hear you. No, this is my. Sorry, Sir Bacon. Sir Bacon, you're coming with me. It's okay. Yep.
Sir Bacon, when was he knighted? Is there a king to the pigs?
Yes, I am now the king of the pigs, and I have knighted this pig, Sir Bacon. Sir Bacon, that is bad, man. You are more than welcome to shit anywhere his stuff is.
Throck, I would like
Yes.
to make a medicine check to check if the pig is pregnant.
Please make a medicine check.
To determine.
Please roll a percentile for me.
Oh.
I don't know if the pig's pregnant. We'll let dice decide.
We'll see. We'll see.
Advanced dice roller.
On doubles, it will be pregnant. Or on a 0 through 5 or nope, it is not pregnant.
Okay.
Miss Eliwick, I understand. I can see that you're getting attached to this creature, and I think that's admirable to show compassion to things that are smaller than you. I think it's lovely, but these people are hungry, and if we
They are
bring
going to eat it.
this pig on an adventure with us, it's going to be in more danger, and it's going to have a bad quality of life. So we may as well just let
I
it.
think it's actually beneficial that we bring this pig with us.
Yes.
Yes.
How else are we going to feed the griffin?
So the village. Oh, that is a very good point. But no, the villagers need food.
It's okay. Nice will just eat Eliwick.
You were very close to being on our side about something for just a moment, and then you snuffed that chance out.
No,
again.
it's okay. The
Mr.
griffin needs to eat. I understand that, but you guys don't understand. I looked into this pig's eyes, and this pig has been through so many battles, has survived.
And he's probably incredibly traumatized by it, and we'd be better off just giving it a quick end.
Nice takes his halberd and places it on the back of the pig's skull. I could just put it out of its misery, and it doesn't need to worry about its horrible life anymore. Better to put it down now than have it live knowing what it knows, which is probably nothing more.
And you can't explain things to a pig. You can't explain why it's seen so much torment.
Actually, she can probably talk to them.
I literally have talked to this pig. I told you guys, I have conversed with this pig.
We've seen her talk.
Okay,
here's you all to know that Britt the vegetarian is trying real hard to get you all to eat this pig.
That's hilarious. Eliwick kind of turns and she takes a deep breath. I understand the need for food. However, here's how pigs work. Yes, doesn't have the process for complex thought. I can't have a conversation about, I read the new medical properties of nettle. As I say this, I kind of turn to
as you say that, the pig kind of nuzzles up against your chest a little bit.
But for the first time in a while, this pig has found comfort and some joy. If there's something that I have learned in my 132 years of living, it is that you have to grab comfort where you can get it. And this pig is now under my custody, and I will protect this pig with my life. This is mine. You have a squire, you have a griffin, you have...
Right. If you're going to take that pig with you, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Madeline. You have to take care of it. You have to feed it. If you're going to feed it, you're going to feed it from your rations. If it shits, you clean it up. And if it dies, I don't want to hear you crying about it. And if Nias eats it, it obviously shouldn't have been close to Nias. So you better keep an eye on that.
Oh, honey.
Miss Eliwick.
Miss
Eliwick, I admire your conviction, and I am always willing to be convinced of something. You shall keep the pig.
As I turn, I say, thank you for hearing me out.
Would anybody like a deafness spell? I'll do it for 50 gold.
None of you understand the true complexities of nature.
Onwards! We march!
I feel like as we've already decided to keep the pig, we just start walking.
Yeah.
And
Lawrence, I assumed all of that happened while you were walking.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
So you make your way through the forest. It's not that long of a walk. It's about an hour and a half. And he goes, well, here we are. And at first, even those of you with the most practiced eye don't see what's here. And then as he starts walking around, you see that in this pine forest, you realize you had been walking uphill for a little while. And what has happened is this group of what must be 80 people have created the most complicated hunter's blind you have ever seen, using pine needles and pine boughs and all sorts of just pieces of the forest to essentially create a warren that exists half above ground, half underground, and maps the role of the landscape here. It's not pretty, but it's almost invisible.
Oh,
And
this is quite impressive. Congratulations.
Thank you. We've been working on it for a long time.
I might have been
thought.
mistaken. You might actually have some skill.
Now, Colin, as we've been instructed that you are not to sleep.
I was giving him a compliment. I said he had skill.
Oh,
He's
no,
useful.
that's fine. I was telling you
For
that
once.
I'm going to generate you a magical hut out here.
Oh, it's fine. You can keep your hut. I'll sleep under the wing of Nias, as I normally do.
Are you sure?
Oh, perfectly.
And as you both
Oh, I
continue
was
talking,
thinking,
you
oh,
realize,
Oh, God.
hiding up in the boughs, heavily camouflaged, are a number of archers. And Pippi goes,
No, they're fine. They're with us. Don't worry about it.
and they kind of hop down. And as you enter the boughs of Pippin of the forest, we're going to end the game for today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone who watched. This was amazing. We have some new dynamics in the party starting this week. So
You could
I
say
would
that.
love everyone to go around, share a reflection or two on the game, and tell us who you are, where we can find you on the interwebs, and all that sort of good stuff, starting with Britt.
I was using okay.
No, you're fine.
Anyway, hi, I am Britt. I am at Atomic Firebird on Twitter and Instagram, I guess. Oh gosh, tonight was fun. We did all kind of in that first game gel together really well, so I do like that we've got this character that's kind of like causing some friction. That's it's been really fun to play against. I really enjoyed all that. And I really liked Filbert getting sassy. Sassy Filbert is in a mood.
He's mood.
Yeah. That was a good time.
So where do we find you? Who are you?
Oh. Didn't I say that? I'm sorry. My name is Britt. And I am at Atomic.
Did I miss it? I'm sorry. I was looking for a raid target at the same time.
I think it was at the beginning.
I saw the
Okay.
video. That was fine.
Alright.
At
I'm a
Atomic
horrible
Firebird.
human being.
Bee birds. Okay. Done.
Yay. Okay. 4.
It's me, 4. I can be found on the forefront on Twitch and on the forefronts on Twitter. And there I get into all sorts of role-playing shenanigans. On Sundays, we run through a 4th edition campaign all about what would happen if World War I was in a fantasy world. And we're trying to get Kriz and Kragoth started back up because it's been a rough few Saturdays. That is a podcast all about myself and Abby Gator talking about how dungeon masters and players can bring the queerness of, the monster manual out to its true potential, and also giving our OTPs of the week. I'm also playing a lot of Warframe, and yeah, I'm a big lazy boy who is also a horse groom. I want to do more things. I don't know. You'll hear about those eventually, I guess.
I have
But
plans for
you'll-
you 4. I have plans for
Nani?
you. Nani.
He
Sweet.
has plans.
Abby.
Oh my goodness. Hi guys. That was so much fun. I feel like we really kind of got in a gel combat wise. I feel like that was, I think just for like our own personal, I don't know, spirits that kind of lifted me up like, okay, we might not all die. Awesome. I feel like Colin Thatcher is an absolute amazing addition to the party. I'm going to be so interested to see, because usually characters who kind of like don't really gel with other party members, backstory stuff starts to come out, and Yes, I am here. I'm here for it. Anyway, I just love everybody here. Thank you. You can find me at Abigator Frenzy on Twitter and on Twitch. I stream random things sometimes. You can find me also on the Forefronts channel on not Saturdays, on Sundays. And Queers and Quagoffs will figure out when that's going to be eventually. And also tomorrow here on the Greyhawk channels at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, The Dying Kingdom, where I play a warlock named Amara who gives significantly less fucks than Eliwick and is crazy. So
Awesome. Sweet. Zippy Zippo.
Hi, I'm Zippy Zippo. I am on the Twitter at gaming.exp, right below. I'm here on Twitch at Zippy_Zippo, where we do a lot of variety gaming. This is the first time I'm not playing a caster or somebody who has some kind of casting ability. Ooh. I played a barbarian, but he was this ancestral spirit barbarian, so he used a lot of casting of spirits and augury and stuff. I normally play gnomes, so I'm very keen to see Eliwick, and I love the fact that she is using Speak with Small Creatures more than Shallot ever does. Because the only thing Shallot does is use this as illusions.
I like the things. She's very into like mental healing, so she's like, animal therapy, man. Just talk to an animal and you'll be fine.
I didn't know what Colin was going to be like until I saw how everybody was like super friendly to one another. And I was like, he's that antisocial guy who, you know, you guys are friends with because you're like, hey, this guy obviously has no friends because he's a dick, but he's trying. He's going to try to be nicer. Aww. Maybe. I don't know. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Eliwick wants to have some therapy sessions with you to work on your interpersonal skills.
I feel like you're just like another orc too.
Yeah, a little bit like another orc. And Shauna.
Hey, Shauna, Flying Cirrus on Twitter. This week, catch me on Wilbur Das channel where I play a werewolf broom sports witch in the little in Witch Girl Adventures, and that's been awesome. That's at 7 p.m. on Fridays, and then on Saturdays on Power Scar RPG's channel, I bards on a Hell's Rebels, which is a conversion from a Pathfinder module into 5e, where we try and stoke a rebellion in Chiliax, which is awesome. It's been a lot of fun so far. We got a lot of weird NPCs. Awesome. And I love the dynamic that we have now. It's just like, I love that, man. He's like trying to be really hard to be the peacemaker. We'll just see where it goes. And the fact that everyone has like their little like NPC person with them, or temporary zombie ones.
So and fun fact, the original Against the Giants is rated for 7 to 9 players. So there might be a reason why people are starting to glom onto you a little bit as you move through this, right? You can choose to keep them or not. That's not up to me. But some people are going to get levels this turn. None of it the main PCs, but maybe some other folks might be getting some levels off this. And hi, my name is Sean, also known as Throck, or Throck Plays on the tweeters. I am your DM here, and where else can you find me on the internet? I am the co-founder and producer at Welcome to the Party, which is an inclusion and equity-based education D&D Twitch channel. That's a whole lot. I need to find a better way to say that. We like to have people come on and stream, and then I teach them how to do that, and then give them a place to do it. That's what Welcome to the Party is all about. I run our Friday night D&D game and then a Sunday afternoon Warhammer Fantasy game. I also play in 4's Sunday evening World War I game. And I have one table game that, that's it right now. Wow, that's it. I do have a big project coming up in January for Vampire the Masquerade that's going to be awesome. But otherwise, you can find me here every Monday night on the amazing Greyhawk channel. And the last thing I like to do before we move on is raid great friends. And in this case, we're going to do Dumpstat Charisma because I could have done Soul Bear. It's too late. I already clicked the thing. So we're going to go say hi to our good friends at Dumpstat Charisma. Won't you join us with your favorite emotes as we go? Everyone say bye. And thank you for coming tonight. You all were amazing. What a great chat. Bye. I have to watch everyone wave so I know when to hit raid. Okay, bye. Yay. I just keep doing this until it catches up on the stream. And then we're... Okay, there we go.